All right. Welcome, everyone, to Totally Online Gaming Group. We are glad you guys could join us for episode 85 of Atavar Ascension.
Ooh.
Yay!
That is like 84. Way too many episodes.
Way too many. Oh, it's
that is so many episodes.
It is. It is quite a few.
I'm excited though. Let's
Yes. So, before we get started, as always, we've got to give a shout out to our sponsors in both YouTube and Twitch. Those links should have just posted in the chat, so you guys can follow those links. There's Critical Hit Gaming Supplies, great company, family-owned, locally owned here out of Central Florida. They are primarily a convention business, and they will be, with me and Oscar as well, up at Gen Con this year in Indiana at the beginning of August, as well as Dragon Con in Atlanta near the end of August, beginning of September. So come check us out there and check out their products. And if you decide to buy something from their online store, make sure you use discount code TOGG15 to get 15% off your purchase. There's also FanRoll. Check out that link. And if you follow that link and see something you really, really like and you decide to buy it, awesome, because that's going to help the channel if you use our link. So we really appreciate that. And last but not least, SideQuest Cards and Games. Guess what's happening soon, buddy?
Absolutely. This Sunday.
Nothing is happening.
Boston Truck Rally. SideQuest MiniCon. We are literally 3 people away from capacity of the building. We are so sold out. It's going to be amazing. Panels, food trucks, gaming space, social gaming space, trading card game space, vendors. All this is happening at the Sanford Garden Club. If you've got your tickets, I'm excited to see you there. If you don't, sorry, we are super sold out.
Yep.
Jason will be doing a panel alongside some other veteran dungeon masters talking about something awesome. I know Oscar's going to be there.
Yeah.
Logan should be there
Yeah,
as
he's
well.
he's part of the panel.
Daniel's the only question mark.
It's sold out. I'm sorry.
No, you can come and work.
Bitch, you going.
Also, I will probably, I'm going to be working, I'm going to be doing a panel. I'm also going to be helping out in the evening with the entry registration. People come later in the evening. But when I'm not doing any of those, I am probably going to be running some one-shot pickup games for anyone who wants to be involved with that, who's coming. So.
Absolutely. So, Catching Games with Jason. Check out our store while we're there, as we also sell dice, gaming accessories. We're transitioning a little bit more into card games, as we've adopted Pokemon just recently. Also do Magic.
I wonder who gave him the idea to go into Pokemon.
I don't know. Regardless, we will also be at Dice Tower here the 4th of July weekend. Look forward to that if you're into board gaming at all. Other than that, let's continue with the program.
All right. So, anybody have any other announcements?
I'd like to announce that Oscar has a beautiful smile, no matter what anyone else says.
Outstanding. Good. That does counteract what I was saying. So.
You know, fuck you, you're cool.
All right. So, one last announcement I will put out is we have one session after this next Tuesday, but then due to day job bullshit, we're going to have a couple weeks without a session before we get back from that, and then we'll get back into it.
That's right.
So there's tonight, there's next Tuesday, and then going to be a little break in the action. So just letting you know that. But if there's nothing else other than that, without any further ado, we bring you Atavar Ascension.
I don't want to pay to win D&D.
All right. So we are back. So where we last left off, the Blue Devils had managed to all return back to Ravensbarrow. You find yourselves in Ravensbarrow some of you spent some time when you arrived in the southern part of the city, looking at, the Church of Shenlo and getting some questions answered, as well as one of you actually took an oath
Yeah,
to become a paladin of Shenlo.
Fuck yeah.
Additionally, noticing the black smoke rising from the northern portion of the city, you eventually all made your way in that direction, coming across the city center, seeing that the northern half of it looked to be devastated by a fire, and what was left is basically the charred, smoldering remains on the northern half of the city square and continuing north into the upper northern part of the city. They eventually walked until they found the epicenter, or ground zero, if you will, of where this event took place, finding everything flattened as if a gigantic explosion occurred at that location, flattening everything outwards 360 degrees from a central point and engulfing it in flames, burning it all up. It was just complete devastation, and that went for quite a while. Essentially, almost about a third of the city was destroyed.
Good.
Yeah, a turd. A whole turd. A turd of the city. As they were investigating this, they found at this epicenter a hole in the ground about that big around. Okay. Which they've come to recognize as something. And the other thing that you noticed is that up in this area of the city, there are actually a decent number of people digging through the wreckage of things. Some, they look like maybe they're looking for things to salvage, maybe not on the up and up, looting, if you will. Others seem to be trying to help. There are some what look like city guard, peacekeeping forces trying to, reduce any looting that's occurring and do rescue efforts and things like that. But this has been like at least a couple days from when this initially went off.
Yeah.
Because the fires are all basically burned out. But there is a lot of activity up here. But it's less than you would expect. And if you want, you can give me intelligence checks to figure out why. Because we know Bjorn will know. It's his high intelligence.
You're smart as a fucking whip.
He is. He's going to roll a nat 20.
Well, I rolled a 3 for a 5.
It almost was, but it was tilted over one. 14 minus 1 for 13.
18 for me.
Okay, so Tomer, the thing you pick up is looking around and seeing the number of people. There is quite a bit of activity, like I said, but it's a little less than you would expect, and you just kind of go, well, yeah. Wait, I think I understand why, because a third of the fucking people just got blown the fuck up.
Yeah, half of them were like kaboom.
Yeah. So, third of the city and most likely a third of the people. And this was in the northern portion of the city, which was the upper class and noble kind of area of the city. So, everyone who was basically in charge, there's not a lot of them left anymore. So, now you're dealing with, the remnants of that. So, there's still efforts to try to fix things that are occurring. There are still people digging through rubble, looking for survivors, some trying to clean up. You clearly see some people dressed in some finery that is torn, covered in ashes, dirty as all hell, and they're, digging through rubble with tears on their face, maybe looking for loved ones that were lost in this event, or salvaging the remnants of their home, and the memories are overwhelming. Who knows? But that's the scene that you find yourselves in. So, that's where you are. You are all there because Persephone and Leon could not be here tonight. They're here in spirit and kind of in stasis. They can answer questions and stuff like that and be moral support, but really not much more than that.
Weren't we gonna go meet with your sister at a bar or something?
Yes, that is on the agenda.
Do we want to do that now, or do we want to wait?
The sooner the better. We can meet with her, have our business concluded.
Are we gonna ask her again?
It's an excellent question. Let me go ahead and intelligence check to make sure. Gold rolled a 2 on the intelligence check. So he has not remembered why he wanted to meet with Silver. It was likely to kind of debrief her on what happened.
He forgot. It's been like an hour.
So
It's only been like 2 weeks.
So they have a himbo.
I would imagine it was to relay info to her, and then because she's technically above me in the shadow, to try and disperse orders to everyone that the only location that we need to give a shit about is TOGG now. So it may be worth concentrating our efforts on that continent and on that map.
Some more.
excuse me.
If only Ajax were here.
If only.
No.
Would have been like homecoming for us.
It's homecoming for me.
We'll cast True Resurrection.
Where the fuck is that severed head of it?
It's still buried in the fucking fields.
I don't know if we specifically buried it alongside anything else.
Why would you not bury the
No,
head?
we
in the
took the
body?
head. I remember taking that. I took the head and no, Patch took the head. I think I carried the
I
body.
definitely did not just
Yeah.
grab the severed head.
No, you
He
could
was
not
the
find
body
enough
that
of the
got
group to do
Oh no, we met Patch afterwards. I think Logan carried some
Met
part of it.
Patch in that encounter, but
Ugh.
Patch definitely wasn't going to be the one carrying their comrade's head, like you
No,
said.
you carried part of him.
I'm sure I carried part of him because I'm the one who delivered his final words.
Yeah, I remember carrying the full body.
Regardless, yeah, no, let's go ahead and get this meeting with Silver over with.
How far
Tomer.
is Tom
Yeah.
from where we
You
were?
have not yet met my sister, have you?
I know.
That's
Yes,
the
very
orc,
far.
the orc place.
I think
right?
it best then
It'd be far.
you not meet my sister right now and instead get the ship ready.
The ship's already been ready.
Oh, it's still ready?
Yeah.
It's just always ready?
Yeah.
Fuck, your crew's really good then.
Yeah. I keep my crew in tip-top shape.
Alright then.
After the bullshit that we dealt with? Yeah, no.
Well then, come meet my sister. Warning, she can kill all of us.
Crazy.
So,
Bjorn laughs a hearty laugh at that comment.
no, I look at you and I give you the most, like, I'm dead serious stare you've ever seen me give.
He slowly stops laughing, like,
Like, she can hear us.
Just
oh shit.
We're in the thick of it now, boys.
Either way, let's go meet Silver and
okay.
debrief, I suppose.
All right. So you head to the Drunken Badger, which is down
The
south.
bar changes all the time and I love it.
Yeah. Well,
God, you gotta have
the
different
lovely
bars.
boulder was
It's been crushed. Now.
it's. Well, I mean, you didn't go look.
I mean, it's
I'm
in the
sure the
area.
boulder went.
Heavily insinuated
Yeah,
that it is
it's-
no longer amongst
It,
the
it was in the blast zone. We'll say that. So,
it was eroded.
Yeah, no, Sandwich's place is reduced to a door.
Yeah.
So that's right, it is just a fucking door.
It's like a magical
The
dimension
strongest
house.
door in all the kingdom.
Just
You know
one.
what, Jason? I'm curious. Because the Sandwich's door is so special, if you were to
Use it as a
survey the
shield.
whole area of the planet, how many random ass doors are still magically standing in the whole of northern Ravensbarrow? Because surely Sandwich would have told that service to have special
Resist
doors.
dragon fire.
Really? You know how much it costs
Hey
to
guys,
make a
stop
magical
using
door
it as
like
a
that?
shield.
Bro, you had
Shut
a
up.
king and nobles in that area. I'm sure there's
It opens up, it sucks the dragon in.
It opens up and the fire just hits you.
I'm just curious. Lord question. How many random ass doors are just standing up there?
One is
Okay.
Oh, shit, that'd be funny.
one.
Very well.
All right.
Worst shield ever.
So you head to the Drunken Badger,
Always giving you shit.
and it takes you a little while to walk back down to the southern side of the city and find it. It's not the worst area of town. It's not the slums, but it is more kind of lower middle class. This is where a lot of the the laborers, hands-on work. These are the
Just
people.
like me, for real.
These are the people that are, really kind of the backbone of the industry of the city, because they're doing all of the labor that needs to get done. Transporting stuff from here to there, moving stuff around, making stuff,
They're the
building
essential
stuff,
workers, yeah.
cleaning. Exactly. They're doing all of that. But they're usually like the manual physical labor kind of jobs, so they're not making a huge living. But
They're the backbone of society, so obviously they're not living well.
Obviously, they're all living in
No,
poverty.
they're not living in poverty. Like I said, this is lower middle class.
Imitates life.
Yeah, there's lower middle class. They're surviving. They're doing okay. They are just,
Things
they're,
could be
they're,
better.
they're not going out to the lovely Boulder for dinner. Especially now.
A bottle of meat a week.
Damn, Jason.
Yeah, they're going to
A
the
little
drunken
too real.
badger.
You gotta dial it back.
Nope.
We were living affluently.
Yeah, they're going to places like
We
the
could literally go
Drunken
into Soul Coins and be like, you can't afford this.
Yeah, they're going to places like the Drunken Badger, and those like that, places in that area of town. But now there are others that are coming to these places because they're the only places available.
Yeah,
You get to the Drunken Badger, and what you see is a modestly sized inn and tavern. Probably can fit, as you walk in and just kind of a survey, you're estimating that this space could fit about maybe 50 people, 50 patrons. So it's not super, super big. Okay. If you really cram people in there, and you want to go against fire codes.
Very busy night.
Yeah, very busy.
70.
You could probably 70, 75, but you're not going to have a lot of space to move around because of the number of people and all the furniture and everything.
So I'm going to take a while to work some
Yeah.
drinks.
As you walk in, it is pretty packed because there's less places to go now.
It's the only bar in town.
All of a sudden, there's 90 people in here, and it's...
Yeah, it's pretty packed. It's not quite at capacity, but you'd say out of the probably 50 people that it could relatively comfortably fit in,
There's 400.
there's about 40. So there's still a little space, but it's definitely busy. You walk in, you see, again, all manner of different people in here, different races, some, a couple elves, some gnomes, some halflings, lots of humans, maybe a tiefling or two, things that you've
The
seen
on
around
to
town.
backseat,
Yeah,
wildly laughing in the corner.
yep, stuff like that. But other than that, it seems like pretty much any other inn and tavern of this size and this level of service. Okay, what do you guys do? This is what you see in here.
We
Oh.
see silver.
Gold, lead the way.
I suppose I will roll a perception check and see
Alright.
if I see my sister.
Okay. Looks like so.
I've seen her. I'm gonna also roll
This is
perception.
me roll below a 10 day.
Okay.
So that's going to be a 14.
Okay,
I am also gonna roll perception. The DC was 10.
Yeah, I have no clue what she looks like, so I'm not even gonna try.
Whoa! I also rolled below 10. 13.
okay.
Did you roll?
Guess
14.
what? You were correct.
Okay,
The DC was 10. Because it is not completely packed. It takes you a good 30 seconds to a minute to kind of scan and look, and then you're like, oh, hey, look over there, down at the end of the bar, sitting down there, kind of near where the stairs that lead up to the rooms for rent are. You see Sylvestra, both of you.
Sylvester.
Sylvestra.
Sylvester
Stone.
So she's over there at the end of the bar, and seems to be just having a drink and just sitting there.
Is there a seat next to her, or is it just occupied space?
Um,
I do that back of the hand nudge to.
yeah,
Hold it,
one of the seats
I see her over.
one
I
of
still
the
did it.
seats is available next to her, but then after that seat, there's someone sitting in there, and one next to them, and there's a couple. Like I said, it's not full, but it's close.
I'll go ahead and just take the empty seat next to her. I imagine you'll awkwardly kind of fumble behind me.
Why would I be fumbling?
I don't know.
I'll follow.
Well, unless you're just gonna bat every shoulder.
Oh
on
yeah,
me.
no, he just fucking walks through people.
Yep, and that's why I'm walking right behind him.
All right.
I'm the biggest object in the room. They're moving out of my way.
Technically, the second base.
So
It's like I'm
When-
walking with
Who's the
fucking
biggest?
bodyguard.
There's
When-
probably somebody bigger.
when you sit
I
down
have my
next to her,
dad's.
uh,
20
She's
con,
like-
baby.
finally arrived.
Yeah, it took a while to get across the town the way it is.
Yes, indeed. So, what word do you have?
Well, we seemingly stopped a root being placed in or not a root, a rod being placed in the Feywild.
And she raises her hand up for a second and says, "Perhaps we should talk more privately."
You're the one that wanted to meet here.
And she says, "I do have a room reserved. We can go up there and talk."
Alright.
So,
I'm gonna to the bartender as
Yeah,
she's
you get a drink.
saying that. Jug of mead.
okay, and brings a nice big jug, 2 silver.
Gold on the table, leave.
Bjorn thinks he's drinking that all by himself and takes it as a challenge and also orders his own.
Okay, 2 silver.
Yeah.
Puts
Yeah,
down
and
2
it's
gold
like-
because it's still a
Yeah, it's like a
competition.
pitcher basically. It's it's full on pitcher.
Yeah.
So, yep, you guys follow her up the stairs. You get up to the second floor, and she takes you down the hall to a door, unlocks it, opens it up, and it is a small room. Looking at it, things, it looks like, damn, like all the rooms seem to be taken because you see, there's actually some traffic, people kind of moving in and out of rooms as you come up there. Yeah, with a third of the city gone, the remaining inns and taverns are making a killing right now because they're all full up.
Are they being accommodating and not surging their prices, or
No, they're
are they being fair?
being relatively fair as far as you can.
All
tell. I mean,
right.
if you asked about it, it seems like they're being relatively fair.
If they weren't, what were you gonna do about it?
Kill him.
That's not the answer to
But it's a relatively small room. It has one small bed against the wall over to the side. It's got a little nightstand with a lamp on it. It actually has a small desk with a chair and then a little small wash basin on the desk, and then a little foot locker near the end of the bed. There is another chair kind of in the corner of the room so that you could pull over, so you can all kind of find places to sit in here, whether it's on the bed or a chair or the floor or whatever, but it's not a lot of space. It's probably about half the size of this room, the studio here. So it's relatively small. It's a small hotel room.
Yeah, Bjorn crashes down on the chair
Okay.
and starts drinking from his
His pitcher.
yes. Just
Okay.
holding it like a cup.
So
Meanwhile, I pull out a glass and I pour into that, and I have small sips in comparison.
So she says, "You okay? Sorry about the interruption, but you never know who is listening.
I know we're in a secret society and all.
Well, that and you never know who's listening. And after everything that's happened here in the last couple days, we don't want to panic anyone worse than they already are.
So, yes, effectively, during our Feywild expedition to see if the ley line intersections lined up, we were intercepting a rod being placed in Lord, what's the name of the town? Regardless, some guy named Lord Shadowbane.
Shadowbutt.
Yes, Lord
The
Shadowbane.
name of the town in the Feywild?
Yeah.
Catherine's Reach.
Yeah, Catarin's Reach. Some section of the Feywild.
Crumbling Spire or whatever place we were in was called.
Rode a dragon to get there, which is pretty cool.
That was quite interesting.
How did you get a dragon to agree for you to ride on its back?
Someone sold their soul.
All right.
It happens a lot in the Feywild, actually. In fact, I'll show you like the 40 coins
Little
I've lined
stack
up.
of soul coins.
Yes, these are 40 people's souls, by the way.
That's fucking grim.
In fact, that same guy sold his soul to like 3 different people.
I don't know how that works.
There's gonna be hell to pay when they come to collect.
Out of character, technically there's only 2 people. And I already accomplished one of them.
Regardless, yes, we intercepted a route and stopped it from being placed.
A root.
Not a route, a rod.
We also slaughtered a demon.
We did. Key note:
Excellent.
our ability to cut through planes
Mm-hmm.
that can go through the rods and stop them from being placed momentarily. You have to stop the ritual entirely, but you can stop the rod.
This man knows a lot.
This is interesting.
It's I did it out of desperation, but it worked. Separated
And-
the rod in
and you saw-
space.
And you saw the rod physically there.
Actually, no, it was incorporeal. Why?
That actually could explain something.
So it was
Where in the Feywild you say?
Catherine's Reach.
Do you have your map?
It's more like
My
goes up the wall.
the walls, the map is like a 4-foot by 4-foot piece of parchment that's fairly detailed, with specific indications
Bjorn just
of
uses
the
it as a-
No,
landmark
this is
intersection.
and this is of Atavar,
Yes.
not of
Not of the Feywild.
not of the Feywild.
Yes, and we didn't bother to get a map of that, which was foolish of us. But I don't know if there's actually a full map of the Feywild.
I was gonna say.
Interesting.
Exactly.
So,
People are itching to
Show me. Well, here we are, and she points to the intersection of ley lines that goes over Ravensbarrow. It's like, this is where we are. That ground zero is right at that point. When did you say things happened for you?
today.
realistically, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, no, earlier today.
I was gonna say maybe like a day ago. Really.
Really?
Have we been rested since we fucking beat down the? We had to
Actually, no. It would have been 2 days for us.
Okay.
Because we did revive Leon. Oh, he
Oh
died. by the
yeah,
way.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Didn't we stay there a fucking month?
No.
No.
Oh no, that's right. We had
We
someone else.
stayed there an additional night. So it was 2 days since the rod.
Well, 2 days in the Shadowfell.
Yeah, whatever.
Yes, and then whatever the timeline in the Feywild would have been overall.
Right. So you spent
4
2
months.
days in the Shadowfell, and you had gone from Feywild to Shadowfell, or whatever was mixed. You know, Feywild, Abyss, whatever that was, that place. From there to the Shadowfell, and then you were in the Shadowfell for 2 days. Okay. So I assume you relay all that to her.
Yeah, I would let her know the series of events.
Gold
So-
for like 3 days.
It's
It's been several weeks.
two.
Oh.
Actually, you've been gone for months.
Months.
Yes, like 2 months.
My mind immediately thinks to Leon here. Would his child have been born by now?
I don't know.
It's only been what? 2 months?
You gotta remember, months are longer in this game.
Oh.
Months are 7 weeks.
Oh.
2 months of
Depending
game.
on-
2 months in this world is equivalent to 3.5 in ours.
So, depending on when D learned,
Uh-oh.
we've been gone months plural. How
That baby-
many?
That baby been born.
2.
Daddy went out for
Okay.
milk and cigarettes.
Alright, so he's probably not yet had the kid, but is probably very close to term.
God damn. I'm talking about he's a deadbeat dad.
Uh,
So,
that was my first thought.
Deadbeat dead.
No.
but yeah, it's been a little bit of time, but she's like, hey, you've been gone for 2 months.
Dear Lord, on our perspective, it's been maybe a week.
Speak for yourself.
So-
I've been on the sea for
And you were in the Feywild.
At one point of this journey, yes.
You were on the sea for 2 months.
The
Hang on.
planes are already intersecting where the
Longer for
magic
2
is a
months.
bit more wild.
Well, sea as in we
And
stopped
we
on islands.
ventured partially
shit.
into the
I was
abyss.
gonna say, so
You
you
were
would have been
gone
gone for
for
like a
a
week
week.
from the party.
No,
far as
it's
you
been
could
longer
tell.
than that. It's been way longer.
Yeah.
I wonder how that works. Because I haven't spent a lot of time in the Feywild. I know there is time dilation, but I haven't spent enough time there to really worry about it.
Bjorn says rudely, "You're not missing much."
It was honestly awful.
Didn't you have somebody else that was with you that stayed in the Feywild?
Yeah. This guy named Torbrick. A good fighter, but me and him disagreed on a couple of things. I did get him kicked out of his monastery, though. That was kind of funny.
Bjorn
Yeah,
laughs a hearty laugh.
Above character, just for that one day, I could go back without you fuckers. Fucking.
You're banned for 1 day.
To be fair,
In the Feywild, though, that's 87 years. Fuck!
So,
For trying to kill a mind flare.
so she,
Backwards.
Sylvester kind of looks at you and says, so you're saying 2 days ago you went from the Feywild to,
Feywild Abyss to the Shadowfell.
and then you were in the Shadowfell for 2 days.
Yes.
Also very
How
boring.
long ago before you left the Feywild did you stop the rod?
Same time. We left right
mere
as we-
moments before. Or actually, the ritual had been stopped slightly before then. Maybe
I'm
a minute or two.
Let's say like 10 rounds of combat.
yeah, because
Yeah.
Jason gave us a 5-minute.
which is a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Jason gave us 5
So I
minutes.
say a minute or two before we
Yeah.
Correct.
It was
fucking
minutes. It was minutes.
It was
That-
around the same time.
The timing is just too coincidental.
It sounds like it was the same
Oh,
one
yeah.
that we
left.
were...
I'm seeing what. I understand what you're saying, but
I think she's saying that you,
I don't want to accept it.
you caused the explosion here, based off of her theory.
I don't know if you caused it to happen, but I think
Wait,
I
Gold,
don't
you
think
blew up
that
the
was-
town?
I don't think that was actually the rod you saw.
Then what ritual did I stop?
It was
I don't know
Gary.
if
He
you
was just
stopped
hanging out.
anything.
He was the roommate.
Well, if I didn't stop the ritual entirely, I did at least interact with it, though. Which means they have to
Perhaps.
be on multiple planes for this to align.
Right, but physically, you didn't physically see the rod. Only, well, ethereally, if you will.
This doesn't make any sense.
Magic wumbo jumbo.
Ah. He takes another big drink.
I'll have another glass of wine.
And she looks at you and she goes, "You're not finished with that yet?"
He probably is, honestly.
Just taunting you a little bit, just playfully.
He chuckles, a hearty chuckle. No, a hearty chuckle, not a whimsical giggle.
I wonder, because all I know is that 2 days ago, a huge explosion, like that of a wizard's fireball times 1,000, came from that epicenter to the north portion of town. And it devastated the area, lit whatever buildings that were not immediately blown to pieces on fire, and then that fire spread, and it took 2 whole days for the fires to be contained and put out, for the most part. As you said, you were up that way, and you looked up that way. You can see there's still smoldering and some of that happening, but it just seems too coincidental.
Question does my character know about Lord O'Rourke or no? No, my character doesn't.
Your character hasn't been involved
Yeah,
in
never mind.
Overshore.
Never mind.
Who the hell is Aurora?
It's Overshore. You mean Kyber?
Yeah, Kyber.
He wasn't in much of the second.
It's been hot.
Yeah. Because
Or- Actually, no, I was gone for a time. You had sailed with them up until that one cemetery town.
Well, you
where
were.
that cult was.
He was with you guys when you were heading towards Ravensbarrow, but he never went to Ravensbarrow, so he didn't.
Yeah, I wasn't there for
Yeah.
that.
Because above table, my brain goes to maybe they were using Lord O'Rourke's mansion after he died to do some demon shit that could have also caused the explosion as well.
No. The devastation's too bad to really place it exactly. Granted, you weren't there, so.
So where do we need to go next to stop this? Was it? Did we hear in character last time that it was talk?
Talk, yes.
Yeah, your notes and everything, and she pulls out her notes. Says, "Well, what we have here is that this was one of the locations that a rod was supposed to be placed. I think it happened, and I'm going to
There's
mark
no
this
time
off.
to lose.
That means I only have one listed left on this list.
Cool.
I don't know exactly which one,
How
other
fast
than
did we
it's
get
in
there?
talk. And
Oh, son.
with your
Bitch.
map
You
there,
know of talk?
she points out
It's the land of orcs,
the
right?
2 ley line intersections in
That's where I
talk.
came from.
Which means we
We're
need to
very
check
visible.
one.
half orc, correct?
If it's not
He's
that
like
one,
full-blood.
move to the
Yeah,
next.
but
If it is
that's where I
fortified.
originated from.
Well, I suppose that raises another question there, Silver.
Hilfer.
If we know that Talk is the last of the rod locations needing to be placed, should we not allocate the Shadow's resources to that? Or at
Well,
least
defense
call the
budget.
elders max down?
I've been hiding something.
I'm
She was
actually
an
your
orc the whole
brother.
time.
Naturally.
It's me, Theo.
It's Star Platinum.
Beats our ass and leaves. I'm the final boss.
I was gonna say instead of silver, it's
Yes.
platinum, but then you made a JoJo reference.
Yeah, frankly, it's
What?
kind of below your pay grade, which is why you weren't brought in on this yet.
Whatever.
We're killing the program.
There are only 4 of us
Being paid
left,
for
not
this.
counting you. We have been losing members left and right as
Just not having fun anymore.
portals have been opening up across Korstal, and as far as we can tell, every continent. And they appear randomly. Demons come out. And when one of us goes to investigate, many times they do not return.
Well, damn.
We
If that's the
don't-
case, I've seen all 3 of you today.
I'd like,
Well, there's 4 of us,
I'd like to test
Well,
my
if
metal.
not
there's
counting you.
Oh,
So
my
there's
bad.
5.
I've seen 3 of the 4 then.
Yes,
In one day.
in one day.
Crazy.
And we all are occupied with dealing with this.
Alright.
Are we not
It is-
honorary members?
It is time. It is it is time. Yes,
your
for you to check
junior
that out.
shadows. There we go.
Yes, you as his companions, of course, can help.
Don't humor them. Don't.
But
I'm
He
not
said it.
needy.
No, I
He
said-
said it. I'll drink to the.
I
He
said they
finishes
can
off
help.
it.
I did not say they were members.
I want no part of that. I got my own plan.
I did not
Shit's
say you were
over.
members, but you of course can help. And in fact,
Yes, your
I don't-
junior shadow.
I don't think this is something that any of you could do on your own. And
Yeah. No, I agree. Suppose we'll go ahead and get a move on to talk then. And
I wish
keep
I
in
could.
touch.
I wish I could offer more assistance, but I have my orders as well.
You're all right.
Does one of them involve recruitment? Because damn, your numbers are.
We don't have time for that.
Damn.
And we don't have time for this goal. We should get moving. If we're to stop this last rod from being placed.
If that's the case, I suppose we should spend the next 15 minutes buying shit before we get on the boat and go.
To be fair,
Shopping.
Get your shopping episode off screen.
Us.
We need healing potions. This motherfucker won't let us buy them.
What are you
Because
talking about?
bought all of them.
Yeah, I know. Leon did.
He said before the campaign started that magic items were not always readily available.
I know. And then Leon drank all of the fucking magic items.
In the giant funnel.
He butt chugged the health potion
Then take it up with a
He
butt.
had to.
like a frat boy.
They had
You
to
know
look
what's crazy? I have 10 healing potions, 8 random potions, a potion of climbing, a potion of strength,
don't
a potion of
believe that.
heroism, a potion of giant strength, a potion of speed.
Where did you
And a
get
greater
10
healing
healing potions?
Remember
This
we,
dude opens up his trench coat. I got everything.
remember when we went to the dungeon and we kept finding random shit and we bought random healing potions? I was basically the mule back in the day, so I just kept them all. I gave some to Leon,
I was about to say, those definitely got, used. People may have been using them without knowing that you had them. But we definitely did not have 10 excess potions. Those things were
oh
getting
no, those
shoved
are
up,
mine
right?
permanently. I haven't touched the character since I made the new one, so I don't know where you guys got the other potions from, unless you bought them from somebody
I
else.
think they were getting used under the presumption that they still had them.
Yeah, no. I kept most of the potion shit.
Well then. Silver, it's been good seeing you.
You as well. I hope that we'll be able to meet again under
More
better
lighthearted
circumstances. Yeah.
That's for sure. I guess say your final goodbyes to Ravensbarrow as we set sail for a desert.
He
Fuck
finishes
this place,
off
let's go.
the,
Oh, not fuck this place. We need supplies.
Yeah,
Have you
go-
ever crossed the desert of talk?
Yes.
Or, actually, I guess you're
Yes,
the
I
only
have.
one I shouldn't have asked.
Yeah,
Yes,
you need to shut your
he
mouth.
has.
Leon, have you ever
Advised to-
crossed the desert of talk?
No, I haven't ever been over.
Fine, like I feel superior over somebody. Let's go.
All right, so you all want supplies apparently.
I'm good. I have my ship's good to go. I'm good.
If I can take a D100 roll.
just take what you need.
Yeah, tell me what
Extract
it
your
is
gold.
you're trying to get.
You slut. We don't need to make a day of this.
In light of recent events, I would like to buy a healing potion or two. Additionally, a
You got
scroll.
Potion Daddy right here.
Doesn't mean I'm gonna hand him out.
Not
Fuck you, gold.
not resurrection, but revivify. I would like to find a scroll of revivify that is at all possible.
Ooh, sorry, the scroll shop was right on the brink of that blast radius.
And all of it caught fire immediately.
I would like to
Like
actually.
only half the shop.
I
was
would like
scroll
to
part
add
of
on
the
to
shop.
this.
In fact, half of them were scrolls of fireball, so
Since-
it made it even
since-
worse.
Since I'm proficient in alchemy supplies, would I be able to create healing potions?
No, because that does require magic.
But now I have magic.
He said, I got something that you
But
can
you
create.
cannot pass it. It's you have
Go to
to.
You gotta
Sandwich.
be like an artificer or a wizard.
Sandwich. Sandwich probably's got. He can probably brew you some shit.
Brother, I am not asking that man to brew me shit. It's gonna take weeks. That man has got enough on his plate. I'm just going to see if there's anybody who has them, if I need to do some tomfoolery to acquire them. This is the end of the world, whatever. My moral code's out the fucking window at this point. If I have to steal, beg, borrow, or barter, I will do so.
It's a desert, though, so you got desert gear, correct?
Gold has desert gear.
Okay.
I also have desert gear.
My gear is pretty
You want sunscreen or a cloak?
pretty versatile. He has a cloak. Sunscreen would be pretty. That's a pretty good choice.
I would recommend a water skin.
Or two.
Or yeah.
He has stuff for traveling.
Gold does still have his dowsing rods from his good old induction kit when he crossed that continent the first time of trying to
Pretty
find
far.
water.
That's pretty fire.
It is pretty fire. I got those two little sticks, and like in here because there's an aquifer, it's just fucking going
As an
nuts.
outlander, I can find food and water.
As someone who's proficient in
see here.
deserts as a
Okay.
ranger,
Did you choose desert?
All right.
That's
So
awesome.
I
you're
know,
looking
right?
for a scroll of revivify. You're also looking for what else did you say?
Basic healing potions. I don't care what their rarity is. Gold has 7,000 gold and 40 soul coins.
Okay.
I've recently
So
heard-
if anyone needs money, he thinks he can handle it. Worst comes to worst, this is the end of the world. Gold's moral code's out the window. If I have to do something sketchy,
Okay.
Gold will do something sketchy.
I'll help Gold out by using my criminal background to see if any of the underground people have any supplies that they're willing to sell.
Okay.
I've heard recently that I don't know if it's actual rules or just the campaign that I was watching, but to use a scroll, do you have to know the spell? And
To use a scroll, you do have to be able to have that spell on your spell list.
do rangers get revivify?
No, but paladins do.
But he isn't a paladin.
Yeah,
he is.
He is.
He is not yet.
I'm a
If
level
he
1
is,
paladin.
He is.
Oh, it did.
It still counts.
Yep.
He gets that at level 1.
No, it's on my spell list that I
It's
get
on
in the
his
future,
spell list,
but I means
period.
I can cast it.
He has the ability to. He
Okay,
just
I
doesn't.
thought you
Well,
had to have-
he has the access to. He
He
just
has
doesn't.
not yet gained the spell level to
Yes.
cast it.
Yeah.
Or the spell itself.
And because of that, he is going to have to make a roll to use a scroll
I
like
hope your
that.
character dies.
That's
Okay,
that's
but he
I
is
like
the only one that
For the-
technically
It's
has
your
it.
campaign, so you can say whatever you want. I'm
I
down
am.
with it.
Okay.
Ball-
Rubber baby buggy bumpers. I've said whatever.
Rubber baby buggy butted.
Drink.
Drink.
Yeah, you're intelligent.
Actually, yes.
Yes, there you go.
Alright, boy.
All right.
Deal.
So, roll percentile for the scroll. This is to see if you find a scroll of
83.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Not a terrible roll, not a great roll.
So
Above average roll.
it takes you some time, but you do find a lot of the better shops, the higher end shops, were obviously. Excuse me.
Were decimated due to the massive.
Yeah,
firestorm.
we're obviously in the northern portion of the city because that was where
Well, we
You
got
know,
a
the
list
high-end
of
stuff
when I was
was.
playing my old character, Jason.
Um,
and the old character.
so- you're having to kind of look around in areas that you normally wouldn't think that you'd find something. But you do manage to find that there is a shop. They do have some kind of out there odds and ends. A couple magical things here and there. Most are pretty benign. But they do have a couple scrolls. And you did roll high enough that one of them is a scroll of revivify.
Oh,
The cost of it is 1,000 gold.
I will. Do I just casually hand out 1,000 gold, or do I?
What do you have like 25 million gold?
I do not have 25 million. 7,000.
He has 1 gold.
I'm,
because he is
I'm
gold.
actually richer than gold right now, which is fucking hilarious.
You literally own a pirate ship. Shut the fuck up.
No, I legit have 8,000 gold on me.
All right, I will go ahead and I'm not going to negotiate.
How do I have a?
I'm just going to cough up
I have all the
1,000
money
gold.
from that dungeon we did back in
And
the
I'm gonna
original
ask,
group.
yeah, anything else that
Remember
is
that my
of
character got on the ship
extraordinary
and I
value
fucked off. So
while
kept all the
I
gold.
am casually dealing
And
with
everyone
this
got the
level of
share.
money.
Extraordinary
Yeah,
value.
we
That is
had
a
we sold
interesting
paintings,
question.
jewelry,
Indeed, or
a whole bunch of stuff.
fun odds and ends.
Yeah, literally the only reason why my character's rich is because
All right. So
We did
while you're
the
looking for
dungeon
that,
crawl and all that shit.
you also were asking about healing potions.
Yes.
As
Another.
you guys are looking through and managing to find healing potions, in some of your, actually, give me an investigation check. And since you're using your underworld contacts, go ahead and make that an advantage.
Yeah.
Um,
To buy like basic desert gear with the math.
You managed to find basic desert gear, 5 gold to get what you need.
It's out of season, so yeah.
24.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Not even December.
Yeah. With that, you managed to get a greater healing potion
Okay.
and 2 standard healing potions for a total cost of 750 gold.
Are
Okay.
you buying it?
Because he's not gonna find them normally where the shops were, so it's a greater and 2
Okay, I
standards.
missed. I
So
thought you were in the same.
hold on,
shop.
before
You
I
buy
write it in my inventory, gold gets greater healing. You get the greater healing potion.
Sure.
You take 2 standard healing potions, and I'll mark the money off.
What am I supposed to do with these?
Drink them.
You drink them or you use them in battle, because since you're a tank, you can run to somebody who's knocked down and just go boop.
Interesting. Okay.
What?
So you asked about other interesting things. Yeah, and this is what I rolled.
Okay.
He goes, well,
A magic card.
no one's ever bought this before. Honestly, it's been sitting here as long as I took over the shop from my father. You see, kind of on a shelf. It's kind of dusty. There's, it doesn't seem like anybody really touches the stuff on the shelf much. You see a couple things like there's an old dusty leather bag and all that, but then he goes and he points to this right here. You just see coated in dust is a small potion bottle.
Okay.
It says, I'm not 100% sure what it does. I just know that the price on it is 2,000 gold. As you can, he moves dust out of the way. You see there's like a little tag hanging off it, and it's 2,000
Too
gold.
rich for my blood.
That's not cool.
Is gold worth it at the end of the world?
I mean, at this point, just get rid of as much gold as you can if you think it's gonna better off us in the long run.
The only thing I could do is put out a bunch of insurance on houses. See how that goes.
What houses do you own?
I don't need to put insurance on houses I own. You can buy insurance on some of the other people's houses and claim it.
The fuck?
That's a real practice.
Yep. Of course, if you go and set fire to that house, then they're going to get you for arson, and you're not going to get your money.
That's fine if they catch me.
Yeah.
You can
They're
go
still
put
not gonna get your
insurance
money.
on somebody else's house.
It's
Or
like how the
property.
people put out maximum insurance claims against terrorist attacks on Twin Towers before 9/11. Anyways, I'll go ahead and I'll spend the $2,000.
Damn it! I should have started putting insurance policies on houses in California before the wildfire.
Well, sorry, they
Wait, too soon?
canceled this
Too
policy.
soon? Oh shit!
So you couldn't have.
Damn.
Because they realized people were getting rich off of it who shouldn't.
Hmm. Anyhow,
I'm sorry, am I being facetious?
no, you're good.
What do I need to label this potion as, Jason? Random mystery
This
potion?
potion.
Yeah, because I have no way of detecting.
You don't know what it is.
You just paid 2,000 gold for a potion you have no idea about.
Should I go ahead and then buy the most expensive bottled liquor in the city while we're at it?
I'm just questioning why you did. Why would you come back with another absolutely preposterous purchase?
What good is this gold if we fail?
We're not going to fail.
What good is
We
it if
can't
we succeed?
fail.
Am I to invest in real estate?
What good is it if you succeed? It still can be exchanged for goods and services.
I will leave myself enough gold to sustain.
Okay, Homer.
I've lived a modest life. I can do so again. I don't need all
Me
this.
watching you drop like several thousand gold at every single encounter.
In fact, why not? What's the most expensive bottle of alcohol I can purchase?
Okay.
I've been living modestly. Here's 2,000 gold for
All
a
right,
random.
let me go
bottle.
ahead and clarify then, because you clearly are taking this too seriously. Within a 3,000 gold limit. Or do you roll like 80 grand?
So roll percentile.
Oh,
That's a 70.
Okay.
7,000 gold.
700 gold.
imported from TOGG before the Orc War.
Nope.
It's got a real orc in it.
No, this
I'm buying it.
it's actually a real orc in it. Oh.
It's got orc worm, like it's a mezcal.
No,
Oh.
it's it is actually a bottle of elven wine straight from Inura, continent of Inura.
Okay.
From the
Oh no,
Eastern-
that's sleepy shit.
the eastern
Yeah.
forests, which are known for their elven wine. So it's actually
good.
yeah. It's been coated in gnome seed.
You can see the white stains
Oh,
on the
good.
bottle.
That's fine.
That's how you know it's good. All right.
Giant nipples.
Okay.
Anyways, yes.
Yeah. So
Squirt
Yep.
moving.
so do you get that?
Yeah, I bought it. The
Okay.
gold's removed.
How much gold was it?
700.
You're nuts.
And bro, I'm having fun. That's all.
Yeah.
That is all that
has,
counts.
Dude has spent 3,700 gold in the matter of that.
All right,
So
we can leave Ravensbarrow
You
now.
just saved this entire town's economy.
they're
I
that-
need to save this guy's entire shop.
Yeah, this guy's like, hell yeah, I'm retiring.
I'm gonna give this shitty shop to someone else.
Yeah.
Fuck my dad.
Yeah. So, what are you doing now?
We'll head to the south side to the ship.
Okay, so you head to the city. To leave the city, and you have to travel. Again, it's about 3/4 of a day, half a day of travel to go all the way to the coast, where there's a port and everything, and that's where your ship is docked.
Yeah.
So,
I will say before we get back, I would have left money just to re-armor the cannons and buy ammo, plus buy supplies for the soldiers in case they need to defend themselves. So I'll drop another.
I would imagine also rations and fresh water.
Well, we did that before we came here,
Ah.
so because we did that at the other town. So I'll drop another 343 gold on that.
okay, on what
Spend
is
the
that
gold
again?
for upkeep.
Cannon, gunpowder, supplies, and just the regular.
Okay, yep.
Yep, just the regular.
Everything that will keep his ship operational for
All right, good.
X amount
So,
of time.
with tax on that, that's 300 gold and 1 copper. No,
I gave 343 gold.
okay. So, yeah, no, you're good. So yeah, it's when you guys arrive at the ship, it is ready to go, ready for you to go. You will be leaving from, and let's open this up.
Did we decide we were doing the southern route or the Argentinian route?
Thought we were gonna do the faster route.
Yeah.
That's the Argentinian route.
So,
No, the Argentinian route would be going around the continent.
Straight to the Bermuda Triangle.
yep. So you
It'd be
are
the
up
Panama
here near
route, yeah,
Ravensbarrow. You came out to the coast to catch the ship.
What screen are we looking at?
And,
He's looking at his right now.
I'm looking at mine. Let me open it up.
We're looking at big thing.
I've opened it for the live stream, so let me,
Oh,
So
open,
there wasn't that like big white.
let me open it
thing.
for
Oh,
you
shit.
guys.
Real?
FR.
Yeah, what is bro yapping about?
Yeah. Open it for
Bro,
you
that's
guys.
how he gets no bitches.
All right, so open it for you
Okay.
guys
Fuck
here. Okay, so
That's because
up, up in the kind of the center north, that's where Ravensbarrow is. You guys spent 3/4 of a day traveling out to the coast real quick.
Yep.
To grab where the ship is. Yep, you grab the ship. You can either go up and around to the north,
Yep, the
and then
Argentina
down all the way to TOGG, which literally TOGG is pretty much this entire western side of the map. But it is literally like there's a mountain chain. It's almost it's an impenetrable wall of mountains, basically. I mean, you could try to traverse it and see if you could ever get to the other side, but so far anyone that has ever tried has never returned, so no one has any information on that.
It's
Will be
because
first.
it's because there's
It's-
a bunch of harems on the other side. No one wants to go back.
Exactly.
Either that, or it's like the MX versus ATV, like an invisible wall barrier where you hit it and it bounces you really
Well,
hard.
no,
And you just hit a mountain and
it's
die.
it's literally just
Just a pile of skeletons.
it's literally just such a
The mountains are
such a
staged right on one
huge
side.
huge mountain range and such high elevation that the survivability of trekking across that is very, very low. And that's not counting the fact of things like dragons and other stuff in there that will just straight up murder you.
Wait,
so-
this is in the mountain?
This is the
Oh
mountain.
yes. No, if you want to be a dragon slayer, this is the mountain to go to.
Yeah, these are the mountains.
You
to go-
will encounter one.
Yeah.
But the
There's more dragons
Yeah.
than snakes.
the continent itself
Oh,
takes up that entire western side of this map, and it does, as you can see, kind of come away from the mountains towards the shoreline, is essentially barren wasteland. You can see kind of towards the more open portions of that continent. There does appear to be trees of some kind marked on the map. You would know for sure from your childhood, and you would know from being over there. It's still very arid environment, and those trees are not like massive forests.
They're dead.
It's like desert tree kind of thing. So some of it actually represents just giant freaking cactus. Others represents different kinds of low moisture requiring, trees, stuff you might see on like the Serengeti plains in Africa and stuff like that. So stuff like that where there's pockets of water. There's a couple rivers that are going through the continent and stuff like that. But these trees are not thick forests like you're used to seeing here in Korstal. Then there is one city marked on the map that you guys
Not
have,
going there.
Mod Katat, and that is the center of where the orcs congregate. But they are a very nomadic civilization, broken up into tons and tons of tribes, but they all kind of gather together in some locations. There are other quote-unquote cities. This just happens to be like one that there's always thousands upon thousands of orcs that camp out near there and kind of call it a center of trade and commerce and whatever, and beating each other up and stuff. That's pretty much what it is. It's just like a giant brawl all the time, but that's what it is. What you do know is that right where it says TOGG on the map, immediately east of that mountain range, near the foot of it, is where one of the intersections of the ley lines happens to be. The other intersection of ley lines on here is further to the south in the mountains, kind of down around this area here. If you can see my cursor moving around, on you guys can, not chat, but that is where the other intersection is. So you can go up and around the northern portion, or you can go south from Ravensbarrow, all the way down and come down here near the river, and take the river into Korstal and then down and across, where you're just north of Overshore by a couple days. But you can take the river to get through and go over that way. Total travel time, it looks like it's going out and around is probably going to be about almost 3 months. Going down and through is about 2.
So we don't have that time.
Well, let's see. Actually, let me just double check. I want to make sure. It's actually probably less than that. I'm doing a real quick estimation.
Could the small wizard fellow teleport us?
Here's the above character. Here's the issue. He would have to visit there first before he would teleport us.
How do you know he hasn't? He's a worldly fellow.
Yeah, like a small wizard named Sim, which has gone to the fucking deserts of talk.
I wouldn't put it past him. I've been to the deserts of talk.
Yeah, but you're a soldier boy.
Sandwich rolls up his sleeves
Okay.
and it's like all marine
All right.
tattoo.
So I counted it out to be specific because remember, months are longer here. I wasn't really taking that into account. So months are longer here. There's 7 weeks. So it's actually about 8 weeks to go the south route through and go through the river. And I didn't count the other one, but I know it's longer, so I'm just going to call that a full 14 weeks, 2 months. So it's 2 full months going the northern route. It's just a little over a month going the southern route. So almost cut it in half.
Could be worth asking the wizard. We still have the communicator, do we not?
Yeah. you
Pulls out rock from my fucking satchel.
Mm-hmm.
Sandwich, are you busy? Ah, fuck.
Always. What?
Have you been to the continent of talk before?
Talk. I'm talking now.
No, T-O-K, not T-A-L-K.
Oh.
The continent.
Oh, that place.
Yeah, the Badlands.
Oh,
Fuck that.
Orc and dragon-infested Badlands.
if I say yes, you're gonna ask me more questions, aren't you?
Absolutely.
No.
Don't lie to me, mouse.
He's lying.
What would it take for you to get us to that continent?
I said no, and you still ask questions.
Well, because your question made me think you still have gone there at one point.
Right, fine, yes. Once. Maybe twice.
I like the big
Was it
women.
on business? What?
Whoa,
Big lady.
That's not really any of your concern.
It wasn't, but I almost thought you'd answer. It was just funny. Anyways, we need to go there to not end the world.
You can not end the world from anywhere.
Well, yeah, but if I go
We're
there,
saving the
we will
world from-
specifically not end the world. If we don't, the world will end.
Very confusing.
we're saving the
It,
world.
it's really not all that confusing, but
You
that's
worded
okay.
it weird, Gold.
Alright, fine. My teammates are admitting that I said it weirdly. I will admit I'm wrong.
I'm a big man.
Regardless, I need to get to talk preferably closer to the impregnable mountain range,
Oh.
and not in the big city full of orcs. If I go
Oh,
there,
well,
I will
that's not a problem. I have never been there.
I would be concerned otherwise.
Yeah, that was not a place to go. I've heard stories.
I hear
Not
that
good.
brothels are amazing for one specific kind of people.
I no. No. I am not teleporting you there for that.
No, that's
Wasting
not why I
time.
want you teleporting me. Or really, Tomer,
Yeah.
can you command your ship to sail there and we get teleported to save time?
That's fine.
Correct.
I'd probably,
I was thinking exactly.
I'd probably tell them to meet up with the other ship and then take whatever members they've gathered and meet us there then.
Get there and get us an exit.
Very well.
With an armada, at least.
Regardless, what will it take
Chase
for
down.
you to get us there?
I'm just excited to see Tito's mini battalion.
Beetle Battalion.
I think you can full mystery.
Army of robots with like cannons on.
Mystery potion.
Yeah, I spent 2,000 gold on it. I have no idea what.
Why the hell would you spend that much money on a potion?
It's the
I've got money to blow
Tito.
now. It had a lot of dust on it, so it's a good old dusty.
Well, I'll take a look.
Fleet.
Regardless,
Fine, just. Fine. When do you want to go?
No.
preferably as soon as possible. But I mean, what's your timeline? I'm not here to rush you.
I'll have to prepare. I don't usually have it prepared, so tomorrow morning.
That's fine.
That'll be
Yeah.
fair. We'll be there.
Kill time.
Thank you, sandwich.
And this is when we do all of this shopping. There we go.
Yep.
It all fits together.
Exactly.
Yep.
Except we don't roleplay that out.
Yeah. Well, we already did. Basically.
It's already been done.
Yeah, but it was quick, which is good. That's
Yes.
how shopping episode
So-
should be.
If that's the case, since we're already at the ship, I'll tell them what our plan is to meet up and contact the other ship.
Fucking send their ass out now. Yeah.
Well, hold on. I have to tell them to meet up with the other ship, gather any new recruits that they've gathered or more ships from the Dragons of the Sea to then meet us there.
All right.
Okay.
So that way we have a
Where exactly do you want us to land?
So I would say head over closer to Overshore.
Well, I mean, they're going to if they're going to go through the straits, basically.
Oh no. But if you stay near Overshore, it should be a
So,
straight
like,
shot.
right over here this way?
Off
Yeah.
the peninsula.
No, they would. I would tell them. I would.
Well, I mean, like, you want them in this general area.
Yeah, I would tell them it would be the same old spot from my backstory where
Okay.
we used to hide our gold and shit. Is where we're gonna meet.
Okay.
I would go ahead and tell you in character to avoid that peninsula, as it was the major landing site for our operation.
But you could
If
be
that's
right
not
over
still
here
controlled.
near Corstal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So- But I will tell you, because if you're wanting to meet up with the other ship and all that, that is going to be more like a month and a half total for them to get over that way.
That's fine
Okay.
because we don't know how long it's gonna take us to get everything done and talk.
Just sit there for a month waiting for a goddamn ship to arrive.
Hey, at least I got a shit.
All right. So,
Oh, yes.
so you tell your ship.
I tell them to sail out, meet us. Tell tell them to communicate with the other ship to meet in Overshore or Cornstall.
Corstall is the whole continent.
Oh, my bad. Meet in Overshore. Find a way to communicate with me magically, and then I'll tell them where we landed when we get to there, and then we'll generalize, figure out that if we can meet at the old hiding spot for the Red Dragons of the Sea, or the gold treasury where we used to keep shit on TOGG, we'll go from there.
Okay. All right. So they head out and start making their way over towards Eotris to where you were before.
Yep.
And then start coming back. Then they'll start coming back and
Tito with the Dells.
going to
Oh, Tito's gonna
over
have
towards
like a robo
Overshore so that they can try to contact you and meet up and all that fun stuff.
army. The Tito Tiny Soldier game.
Okay. So, is there anything you want to accomplish before you meet with Sam Witch tomorrow morning?
Yeah, nothing.
He got his desert gear.
Do you want
Yep,
a
you did.
try to find a cool magical weapon for you or anything, or are you?
I
good?
have the coolest magical weapon.
Okay.
I could never replace my weapon that I probably have named, but I can't think of on the spot, so I'll get back to you on that.
Brunhilde.
That goes hard.
Is your weapon actually
Oh my
actually
God.
magic? Damn it!
We'll
Does it?
touch
does
Sasha.
it-
It's a very strong weapon.
Yeah.
It's a very strong
I
weapon.
do want to get some cool boots, some cool gauntlets, a belt.
A coloring
know.
book, crayons.
I only have like 1,000 gold.
I still have.
Daddy Gold is gonna pay for everything.
Whoa.
Daddy Gold Bucks.
I've still got 3,000 gold. You want to go shopping real fast? Try and get you some cool gauntlets or boots.
We could take a look.
I'm gonna roll
I
a
do
D100.
like cool stuff.
Okay.
We'll
What are
say
you trying to get?
we will say
Just anything
that
cool.
while we were shopping, I'm either looking for. You don't really need gauntlets of ogre or giant strength because you're already really strong.
True.
How about boots of levitation?
Make this motherfucker
Too,
fly.
anything like too crazy magical, he's probably gonna be like,
No, but a flying, lightning wielding, axe bearing barbarian kind of sounds like Thor to me.
Okay, so roll percentile.
You want to be Thor?
just anything that's
97.
wow,
You're fucking kidding me.
No, I'm not.
wow.
Okay, so you actually do find boots of levitation.
Load of shit.
I was gonna give you a 5% chance. You had to get 95 or above. So
What the
I'm kind
fuck?
of curious to see what I would have. 56.
Now.
I don't know.
here's the bad news.
They're like 15,000.
They're cursed.
No. $5,000.
Do we want to pull?
The fuck you looking at me for? I'm not getting them shit.
Tomer,
Yeah.
I'm willing to contribute 3,000 gold to get our new friend some flying boots.
That's crazy.
Are you willing to contribute $1,000?
I can fly with these boots.
Yes.
That is very cool.
I'll give you the 1,000.
You'll give me the 1,000.
I'll give you
Well,
What if we told him that we were saving the world?
price goes up by $1,000?
Yeah.
The saving the world.
Wow.
guy.
That's crazy.
He
1,000 more, 6,000 now.
he writes a thank you note to go with it. Okay, now, just so you know, you found boots of levitation.
Yeah, it's not
It's
flying.
not
I don't know what
flying.
it does.
It is one creature
Golden said
or
I could
loose
fly.
one creature or loose object of your choice that you can see with it's like this the levitate spell. That you can see within range rises up vertically up to 20 feet and remains suspended there for the duration. The spell can levitate an object basically you.
Or your
Yeah,
your
but
weapon.
yeah, basically, it's what you can do is you can cast levitate on yourself, and so you can rise vertically up to 20 feet in the air and stay there, and then lower yourself back
That
down.
also helps when fighting a dragon.
Now you can, if you're like, next to a wall and you levitate up, you can push out the wall and you'll kind of float out a little bit.
Just rip hot ass and
Yeah.
you just go.
Oh.
I'm just saying, it's
Yeah.
a cool thing for the barbarian.
But it's so like you can use objects, but you have to be next to something that you can
I never
push
seen
on
a
or
barbarian
pull
fly.
or whatever.
I seen a wizard
It
fly.
just kicks off and fucking
Yeah.
skyrockets.
So, a question for the DM as we're thinking about spending a lot of money on this.
Mm-hmm.
If our barbarian here were to, say, for instance, be in rage, and wants to jump to the face of a dragon that's 30 feet in the air. And he uses a cool athletics roll to get up there. Is that going to assist him in that, or allow him to be able to do such a cool thing?
Let's see
Does
here.
it concentrate? If it is, then
No.
might as well not.
Technically, it is concentration.
But it's for an item.
The spell is concentration, so yeah. Because it says you can cast levitate on yourself.
Okay,
So
this
the
is completely
barbarian
worthless.
cannot use it.
Correct. I can use it outside of combat.
Why
You
can't...
can't concentrate while raging.
Ah, that's true.
It's exactly what I'm saying. If it's not going to work for the barbarian,
Quick,
then
name another item.
Boots of flying.
Your boots are flying.
Superman boots.
Although I think you still have to concentrate on that one.
I mean, you can click your
We want
heels.
the
hold on,
barbarian
hold
to be
on,
able to
hold
go
on.
really far.
There's boots where you can click them together to cast fly on yourself, and you just automatically go.
Ring of jumping.
Okay,
Actually,
so,
ring of jump would be a bad one.
Then I
so
can just jump to 30 feet.
Die.
so
So,
roll percentile.
I don't think I'm gonna roll a 95 or above, boys. Yeah, that's a 37.
Yeah, no, you don't find the winged boots.
Sorry, I tried. I did my best for you,
can
Daniel.
I try to
appreciate
find the winged boots?
You can try to find something else. Winged boots are apparently not there.
What about the ring of jumping or whatever?
Oh yeah, the ring of jumping. Fuck it.
If that's a real thing.
No, it was because I wanted it on Patch.
Oh,
Fuck it.
You can cast jump at will, and then Patch has the ability of jumping.
barbarians can't cast spells in rage though.
They can cast it before, and it lasts an
Yeah,
hour.
but it's
Oh.
Yeah.
They can cast it at will, so they can just keep it on.
I gotcha.
I got 86.
okay. That's actually high enough for this because it's not as
It's not an absurdly rare magic
it's
item.
not as difficult to come across.
I was just going to see what you randomly
It's
generate.
it's uncommon, so
Okay.
it's not the rare or very rare that we were dealing with
It
before.
feels like cherry picking. I love seeing
but
what you come
again,
up with.
you can cast jump.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's not concentration. I know
That is not concentration, but it is a 1 minute duration.
Yeah, but you can cast it at will.
Right.
But it doesn't have a charge limit.
No charge limit. No, that is just it's 1 minute duration.
Yep. That seems perfect for you. You can jump up, smack a dragon on the cheek, come back down. You'll take
Give it
fall damage.
The
But
people's elbow,
Mhm.
jump above it and come back down.
Honestly, you can try to just grapple the neck.
Put it in the line.
Yeah, the fucking arm
you
bar.
can kill yourself really easily by jumping off a cliff because it gives you that extra 30 feet.
It's 1 damage.
So
You're right, you have
that
resistance to
for
it.
the ring of jumping, it is 2,500 gold.
There you go.
I'll just buy you the ring.
Shit.
You now have a ring of
Grass
jumping. Add
gets
that to
poppy,
your
though.
sheet.
Ring of... That's so goofy.
Jump on these yet.
It does require attunement though.
Yeah,
Because we won't have time for that on the set.
We're going to have time for that while waiting for Mr. Witch.
Exactly.
Can
Alright.
you add that in, or do I need to?
You can. Oh, I can add it in. It's not that.
Well, it's not that I don't want to, it's that I don't know how.
That's what I'm saying. Is I can add it in.
Manage it. Okay, well...
I got it right here.
Knock ring of stiffness.
Ring of jumping legacy.
It's a cursed item. It can't come off.
You're old hard.
Get it off! I gotta get out of here!
You see spikes come out.
And you are attuned to it.
Sweet!
Okay.
The
So.
cock ring itself flows blood into the
All right.
That's
So.
awful.
now-
I hate it.
So.
I said it's a cursed item.
All right. So. You've gotten all that. Anything
Jeez,
else
thank
you want
Gold.
to do before your meeting
welcome.
with Sandwich?
How about the
Proving
dagger
yourself.
and go fuck yourself?
A very strong warrior. So why not make you stronger?
So with this, I can now jump super far?
You can spend. You can. Basically, you can activate jump. You can cast the spell. Which
Now I can
the
cast
spell is
2
the
spells.
spell is a bonus action.
That's where you can get
So you can
It's almost as many as me.
you can use a bonus action to activate it, which will then allow you to spend 10 feet of movement to jump 30 feet.
That sounds pretty good.
So, all right. So that is that.
All right.
Anything else you all want to do before you meet Sandwich in the morning?
I am good.
I am fairly solid.
Yeah, I got my shit.
So, you travel back to town, you rest up, you get a good night's rest, blah, blah. You meet with Sandwich in the morning, you get to his place, you arrive, you go through the rigmarole the door, get into his inner sanctum, and there he is, and he is just busy making some tea, and then sits down. Ah, you've arrived. Good.
It is the morning.
So, this outrageously expensive potion.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
And I pull out the potion that is like black and turning with silver. Because that sounds cool.
It's a
Okay.
potion of fly.
It's a potion of
Are you
Potion
did
of
I
water
just
that's
fucking
been
guess
sitting
that
up.
shit?
Yes, you did.
Fucking Christ, let's
I'm
go,
not gonna
baby!
instant death.
It's a
Drink
potion
it,
of
die
flying.
instantly.
It's a fly potion.
He looks at it and he goes,
1,000 gold.
I see why you spent 2,000. Not a lot of these around. This is a potion of flying.
Oh, that's cool. I'm afraid of heights.
So you can fly now?
Apparently.
Or anyone
That's
who
pretty
drinks
cool.
it.
I'll have the ultimate high ground.
Alright, calm down,
So-
ladies.
Are you guys ready?
I was
As
born
people
ready.
ever be.
All right. Fine. Fine.
Are you teleporting us directly to the desert?
It's not really the desert where I've been.
Where have you been?
Interesting. If you had to put it on this map, where have you been?
You'll find out.
Simply curiosity. Whether I know to put on goggles or not.
Well,
He's gonna put us like in the middle of the fucking mountain.
so
Right in the middle of a dragon's nest. I was collecting stuff for.
I have
dragon
the
scales.
two places I have been. Up here
Oh my. Oh no.
and then there.
I'd rather take the volcano.
The one to the left of TOGG?
Yep.
Yep.
Because the point that we need to get to is somewhere around here.
In the mountains that everyone's died in?
Hey,
How did he get there?
he's a fucking wizard.
Yes.
He went there, then he's like, oh, fuck this, and teleported out.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I got what I needed and left.
Did you just materialize there? You know what? I'm with this. I'm not going to ask questions.
I'm gonna.
Hey, stuff happens.
So
Sometimes
Jacob,
shit gets real,
I would
alright?
like to comedically time something.
Okay.
So as like everyone agrees to that, I'm gonna like go.
So
Hold
the
on, and I'm gonna
mountains
pull
snowy?
out like my old field manual that I was given from the Overshore,
Mm-hmm.
like
Or is it just
guide to talk.
Yeah.
And I want to
Thanks,
pull up
man.
the section of the volcano, like as we're getting teleported and mentioned.
There's snow.
Oh yeah, this is the nest of red dragons. As we land right there.
We're gonna land.
Are the mountains snowy in this place because the temperature changes in desert?
The top
area?
portion was the most.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, these are like the Himalayas, man.
Oh shit! He starts changing. Oh, wintry.
Oh,
Yeah, winter outfit.
Alright. Are you all ready?
Yeah, I did my chain. I'm good to go.
yeah. Hold on, as I flip through the manual.
Alright. And
And there's that section on.
boom!
And,
We're gone.
and this is
And
the
it's like snowing around you now. Shit.
Oh, no.
Like,
nest of red dragons.
So you
Close book.
as you say that just as you disappear, and this is where we're going to take our break. So we're going to take a 10-minute break, potty break, grab drinks, whatever we need, and then we'll be right back. For any of you who are watching, just a reminder, since I didn't put out this reminder before, if you are watching on YouTube and you want to affect the game, we are monetized, so you can super chat us and tell us what you would like to see happen. We can be bought. We are willing to do crazy stuff. As long as it doesn't completely break the game, we will do it. And the larger the super chat, the more likely we're going to do even more outlandish stuff in the game. Same with Twitch. If you donate Twitch bits on Twitch and you say, I'd like to see you do this, we will do crazy stuff in the game. Like, as long as it doesn't break the
I
game.
wish gold to activate the ancient art of seppuku.
Yep. Like, for example, if you say, hey, we want gold to drink the flying potion and fly as high as you can up in the mountains and then camp there for the night and see if you survive. Well, we'll see. No.
Sentenced to death.
Yes. But
That
yeah.
better be a pretty good super chat.
But if you want to help support the channel, that's a way you guys can do it. So we'll see you in just about 10 minutes, everybody. And Okay,
It's just
and we
not
are
agents.
back. All right, so the teleport spell went off just as you did your comedic timing thing, and
Right as he finishes putting his
Yeah.
coat on.
okay, so you're all wearing
the
warm weather
furs.
gear,
Yeah.
or cold weather gear, I should say. Okay, so when your vision comes back and you see where you're at, you are standing in the mouth of a very, very large cave that has a dark opening going into something. You are on a ledge that is going around a very, very large opening that, as you look down, about 40 feet down, you see bubbling lava. As you look up, you see big open sky with the mouth of a volcano going up for a couple hundred feet.
Gold, are we
You
in
are
the volcano?
in the volcano.
What the hell did Sandwich need in here?
He needed red dragon scales or an egg.
No.
He's there.
Yes,
Oh,
teleport requires you to go with.
Oh
He's
god.
going to teleport his ass back home.
Oh, then what did you need here? This is red dragon.
They said
nesting
that's
grounds, isn't it?
personal business.
I'm gonna leave that at that.
Yes, you will.
His red dragon wife
You're
lives here.
You're
I'm sorry.
no
honey.
questions. But it's not red dragon nesting grounds.
Not necessarily.
He's so defensive. Leave it be, Gold.
For personal safety, that's why I asked, not for any other reason.
Well, there's a lot of dragons in these mountains, but it doesn't mean
I know
that,
of one. Yeah.
doesn't mean that they're all in one spot. And there's a lot. This is a big mountain range.
I
it's
know
got
their
fucks
territory
dragons.
goes for a while.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Gold,
sure
I'm not a
this
big
one
fan of
mountain
being
is,
inside of a volcano, so
special.
I'm going to start.
Well, it's a volcano.
Is the passageway inside the volcano the safest route to get out of here?
Is there a
absolutely the
passageway?
fuck not.
Yes, there's
Then
a. You're in the
we're gonna
mouth
start
of a
climbing the
cave
fucking
that's
side of the
going
volcano to
further
get out.
into the
Yeah.
like through the wall of the
Samwise Gamgee.
mountain, like
Oh,
down
okay.
into it. So like think of it like this way: the volcano. Think of a volcano like a giant donut. Okay, you're inside. You're just not all the way down to the lava. You're like at an inner ledge that kind of goes around. Some parts of it are broken off and all that, but it kind of goes around, and it's like you're looking upon a vast field of lava about, I don't know, what did I say, like 40 feet below, level below you. But like a vast field of lava. I mean, this is
Yeah, yeah.
huge. It's
I
a giant
understand what the
volcano.
easiest way out.
And then, so you're inside the donut, and you're looking at an inner wall that there's like a cavern.
Yeah,
that-
I got it now.
yeah. So he says, "All right, have fun."
Oh, I asked what?
Boom.
Okay.
He's out of there.
Sandwich is amazing.
He's a great character. I fucking hate him.
Correction. Yes, the cavern's the safest way out. We're not climbing the wall of the volcano.
I was literally
gonna
about
say,
to.
That's not a good
I
idea.
thought it was the
Gold.
other way around.
Yeah, no. We're not fucking.
So we're
climbing
going through this cave in the volcano. What happens if it erupts?
What happens
We
if you start
die.
climbing the walls and it erupts?
We
We
die.
don't know how far this cave goes.
I'd rather take the cave than get burnt to
We
hell
can
by
see
lava.
the exit up above.
Then how about you start climbing up top and
I was going to.
meet you on the other side?
I would highly suggest not climbing the
I
wall of a
jump
volcano.
out.
Can you make it with this 21 foot?
Hell no! It's like hundreds of feet up.
So,
Good luck.
I'm gonna stack bonuses. Ring of
Your-
jumping. Ring of
do you know of what happens with methane gas and sulfur?
no.
You pass out.
It becomes the worst fart ever.
You will pass out
Disgusting.
on the wall. You will fall. You will either hit the floor here, and not to bounce into the
Why aren't you
volcano
passing
at
out
your
now then?
best hope, because we have a platform below us diverting the gas. If you climb that volcano wall, you will get knocked out by fumes you cannot detect, and you will either fall and hit this concrete slab or whatever the substance is, obsidian, whatever,
Yes, yes.
and not bounce into the volcano, which is your best hope. Or you will bounce, fall into the volcano and die, or you will fall and not hit this platform at all and die anyway. Just go down the cave. with
I
us.
suppose we don't have a choice.
Not a good one.
I think
I-
Sandwich came here to get some drugs to make sexual drugs.
The fuck?
Listen, man, this man's giving me creepy vibes.
All right, let's get out of here. I don't like hanging out at a volcano.
I'm going to recommend we be really quiet in case this is a dragon den.
Bjorn is Bjorn.
I am gonna go stealth and stay away the fuck from Bjorn.
I'm going to stay 20 feet ahead in stealth.
Okay.
Bjorn is just walking, not particularly loud, but not particularly quiet. He'll roll his feet a little bit, trying to respect the wishes of the rest of the party. But
Okay.
I'll roll a stealth if you want me to.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll stealth.
23 for me.
18.
Not great. 10.
Okay. So we got
That's about right down the
10,
middle. Like I said.
we said 13, 10, 13, and 18. Is that what I heard?
No, I got 23.
Or so 10,
Actually,
18.
hold on. I have advantage on stealth checks due to my
Okay.
cloak.
So we got
Hold
10, 24, and then
That is now a 26.
okay. So you guys just disappear from the game. No.
Bye, Bjorn.
Hello?
Guys.
Where'd you go?
This isn't funny anymore.
It's really hot in here. I don't know what to do.
It's getting.
I just put on all this fucking winter gear.
Yeah, it is toasty.
Yeah, I take
Very
it back
toasty. Yeah, and as you start heading into this passageway, going deep into the stone of this volcanic mountain, it's dark. Who has dark vision? All of you? Okay.
Yeah,
I think
boy.
the only one that doesn't is
Dark
Leon.
vision.
Well, Tomer didn't
He
have
is
it.
a half elf. Yeah.
For the
You
first
mean
time.
Torbrek did.
Torbert didn't have it. Tomer does.
Yeah.
I
So I
didn't do
think
it.
Leon is the only one who doesn't.
He does. He's a half elf.
He's a half.
Oh, that's right. So all of you do.
I'm
Yes.
usually the fucking dark side
Ah.
ruiner for the group.
Okay. So all of you have dark vision, which is good because you can see, and you don't
I
have
use
to light a
torch
light
and
source.
flashbangs all
So
over.
your stealth check is pretty handy with that because you're not causing any light to draw attention. As you're going through this, I want all of you to go ahead and give me perception checks.
Oh shit, Captain.
Oh man, fuck these dice.
17.
11.
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
God, where the oh, hold on. I was looking at the wrong page.
Too little, too late.
Am I just fucking blind and I can't see my...
You might be. Depends on what you rolled.
Well, I got a nat 20 plus stuff. I just rolled the plus
Wow.
stuff. Is...
All right, that good.
Oh, plus 2.
So both of you, Gold and Tomer, you notice as you're walking in this passageway, it's got a slight downgrade angle, and it kind of curving around a little bit, and it seems like it's curving and then kind of curving back and going.
But it's
deeper,
going downward.
It's
Going downward.
snaking.
Yeah.
Then
deeper
Bjorn
and
to
deeper.
play into that
Very,
10
very.
stealth.
You don't notice it right away unless they mention. something.
Okay, so I don't notice.
Yeah, you don't really notice because it's not super steep.
never
It's,
bothered.
it's a very slight downgrade. But if you guys say something, then they could tell you.
I think they're sneaking. I would be the only
Well,
one.
you're all sneaking, but you're all stealthy.
I wouldn't be going back to tell you. I think you'd be able to handle it.
I'd tell you to watch your step.
Okay, so you as you're continuing through,
Glug, 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 glug.
Yeah, fuck.
you continue to walk for
Whiskey looks like sweet tea when you do that, though.
for approximately an hour, and then the little snaking passageway that you're in. I need another set of perception checks from you.
Hey,
Wow.
I rolled really good that time.
Me too.
27.
I got a 26.
Ooh.
Hey,
Dirty
I got a
20.
19 on
Okay,
the dice.
I got an 18 on the dice.
all of you notice that the rock walls of this chamber transition from just regular rock and kind of like a natural, maybe like a lava tube that you were kind of in, into worked stone.
Shit.
And as that stone gets, even more and more worked, it then transitions from just like being purposely carved out to you actually see, stones in there. Like literally, it's almost like, granite stones carved, and it's now blocks. It's like a block wall, and you continue further, it opens up into a larger chamber that is about 20 by 20. And on the far end of it, you notice in this chamber, it's like I said, 20 by 20, and it's about 20 feet tall as well. On the far end of this chamber, there is a very large set of double doors that go almost all the way to the ceiling. So they're about like 16, 17 foot tall from the bottom to the top. And double doors, a good 15 feet wide, heavy stone. And what languages do you all speak?
Not Dwarven.
Hold on.
Where's that located under?
I have features and traits, I think, at the bottom. Nope.
It's under
Proficiencies.
languages. You speak Common and Orc.
Abyssal,
you
Common,
speak-
Draconic, and Elvish.
Yep. And you speak Common and Elvish. All
I
right.
usually pick Elvish as my second language because that's like the Spanish of.
The Spanish of D&D.
Yeah.
Elvish.
Well, that would actually be Dwarvish. This is... What would Elvish be? Elvish
The
would
French.
be like the Chinese.
No, it's the
Bro.
French. It's the French.
I know you didn't just call elves Chinese.
It's the French.
I sure did.
No,
Instead of
elves are-
pointy eyes, it's
Everyone
pointy
knows
ears.
elves are French.
Hero priest.
Everyone knows elves are French. Come on.
Dear Lord.
Right.
So you see,
we make good elf
you,
wine.
you see writing that you're like,
Dear Lord.
yeah, I don't know
I love
exactly.
stereotypes.
Yeah. You're like, I don't know exactly. What is this? So you're not exactly sure about that writing. However,
I was gonna say, Leon
just
might-
give me a second here. Just gonna check to see something since he is not here. Yeah, I don't think he's got it.
Does who?
Nope, he does not have tongues. Does Percy have tongues?
I doubt it.
I think she has at least one tongue.
The only person who did is now back at the Feywild.
Yeah, she does not. So neither of them have tongues or
Tongue is a
comprehend
red
languages. I don't think. Did I see it?
I thought Logan had comprehend.
I think you're right. I think the elves would be
Yeah,
like
he
the
doesn't
French
have
people of
comprehend
D&D.
languages, and neither does she.
Fancy and snobby.
So neither of them have comprehend languages.
Our culture is dead.
Nope.
No.
Damn.
Yep, that's Jen for you. Nope, don't have it. So, yeah, you see writing, you can't read it. I'll give y'all straight intelligence check though.
How about a strength check?
You pick up your
The
feet.
brain is a muscle.
You pick up your feet as you walk.
13.
18.
18. All right. You recognize? Okay, that's dwarvish, I think, but you can't read it.
10.
So, yep. So you're like, okay, that's dwarvish.
So
Don't know what it
We're
says.
not in a dragon den, but at least we're in dwarven area.
I don't think I'd recognize dwarven stuff.
No,
Looks
he,
like-
he does.
I'd be saying to him, like, looks like someone lives here.
Mhm.
Strange place to build a home.
I'll go ahead and like rub 2 fingers on the wall. How much dust do I get?
Yes,
All of it.
No one lives here anymore.
it is
rub
literally
dust
you
on my...
like you like pull off like it's a pile on your fingers as you run down because it's so much.
Beware the Balrog.
I'm gonna go ahead and like rub it on your like shirt. No one lives here.
And I try to push the door open.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
Deal.
Can I assist him to make it quiet? So I'll roll for
Dude,
stealth
I'm
on the
rolling, like-
door.
I'll
rather than
allow
assist him in the check
him
of
to
opening
roll
it.
a stealth check at advantage.
Stealth or strength?
Stealth at well, you're rolling strength to see if you can move it. You're rolling a stealth check at advantage because he's trying to help you move it, but do it without making a shit ton of noise if possible. So I'll allow you to roll a stealth check at advantage for trying to do it quietly.
I didn't roll very good. I've been rolling like ass. I rolled like 14.
for the strength for the
Yeah,
athletics. Okay. All right, and with that, you push on the doors.
I would just try it again if I failed.
Okay. Well, you try again.
I'll assist him with the strength check.
Okay. So
Still gonna,
now you can roll at advantage for the athletics check, Bjorn.
I'm still gonna try and make it quiet.
So give me
21.
21. Okay. You push and push and push, and they don't budge.
Is it a pull?
Torbreck,
Is there an actual handle, like, or is it just a door?
can I
It's hard to tell.
can I make a perception
tell if
check
it's a
on the
handle.
hinges and see if the actual tubes on our side?
You can't see any hinges.
They usually build it into the frame structure.
Would there be anything I could pull this door by on the outside? Like, if there's a
It
handle.
doesn't immediately look like it.
Can you slide the door?
I'm just, when I'm picturing this in my head, I'm just like a flat door.
Yeah, with no handles.
Yeah, that's what came to mind.
Nope. So what you see
Paint
is
a picture for me.
I will. I was waiting for questions about what does this actually look like. So
Goddamn doors in
these
D&D.
these doors, the stonework
powerful.
here, the stonework for the doors is very impressive because around it you see the walls are these very well carved stone blocks. Looking at it in detail, these blocks are super precise. You can barely see the seams between each block. The only reason you think that you can notice them is because it looks like they kind of bevel the edges on purpose to make it highlighted for decoration purposes. But other than that, if they had just made them flat, it would all look like the walls were one solid piece because of how tight these blocks are together. Okay. The doors themselves look like two solid pieces of stone that were carved specifically to fit a shape. The shape is kind of pointed at the top, arches out like this, and comes down, and then flat at the bottom. The doors themselves, just inside of that outer edge where they meet, is a raised ridge of stone that kind of sticks out from them, kind of like a border going around, and it goes around each door completely. Inside, it looks like it's what Tomer has identified as there's dwarven writing all over that little edge, that kind of raised edge, almost like dwarven runes or runic writing. And then through the middle of them, it's like intricate stonework showing a scene that looks like a dwarven warrior on one door standing with his foot on top of an erupting volcano with a hammer over his shoulder. And on the other side, it shows what looks like a stone city. And it's kind of like it's stonework, but it's like a bas relief. Okay. So, kind of it's carved out of it. It's a little bit 3D, like you can run your hands over it. But you don't see any handles, and you don't see hinges.
Upon not seeing any handles and not seeing any hinges, I would like to make an investigation check and see if there's any stonework that I need to interact with.
I would like to assist him looking around for anything that can be used as a handle or a button.
Rather, it's
Also-
like a piece of stone I need to push into the wall or a floor panel I need to step on for the door to open.
Okay. So I'll let you roll investigation with advantage because you're helping.
While I was test rolling to see how these dice were doing, I got I got two 17s on the first roll and two 9s on the second. I want to know what the odds are of that happening.
Yes.
One
I
in
don't know. I'm
400
not. I
That's
haven't done statistics
crazy.
in years, so I'm not going to do statistics. now.
Crazy.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Yes.
With that, as you guys are looking around, you get to, and I'm just going to say in front of you. Let's just call this technically the east wall of this chamber.
Okay.
So to your right would be the south wall, to your left would be the north wall, and behind you the west. So in this east wall of this chamber, as you're kind of looking around, you're checking it. You come around to the south wall, and about midway through the south wall, you notice that there is a tiny hole in the wall. It's probably about the size of, let's call it the diameter of an arrow. Not the head, just the shaft of the arrow. So it's not super, it's not tiny like needle size, but it's not huge.
Tomer, you're good with thieves' tools, right?
Yeah.
Come check this out.
I'll go.
I may have found something.
All right.
Okay, what are you doing?
Do you want me to pick it?
Well, I don't know if it's a trap or if it's the mechanism for the door. I want you to check it out.
I'll check for traps first before I do anything
Okay.
else with the other
So
mechanisms.
give me investigation.
24.
Okay. As far as you can tell, it's just a hole. You don't think there's any traps about it.
All right, I'll take out thieves' tools and try to pick it. Which
Okay.
would be sleight of hand, correct?
Well,
It's not like
technically,
trap that an arrow
That,
shoots
that'd be
out of.
basically the same thing, but it's literally thieves' tools, which would go under
Put his
dexterity
eye up
and
to
your
it.
proficiency bonus since you're proficient.
I don't think it's a lock.
I don't see anything, guys.
My brain itches.
18.
As you're like digging around in there and trying to figure out what's going on, you don't really catch anything with the tools. Nothing seems to.
You said that there's a dwarven statue in here, right?
No, it's
It's silhouetted
carved into the
wall.
door. It's like a bas relief.
Okay. So I'm assuming there's something that probably fits into the door like a key to then open the door.
You stay here and mess with this. I'm gonna see if on the northern side of the wall there's a parallel to this.
There is a hole there.
Okay.
In about the exact same spot.
I'm gonna go ahead and like loosen the tip of an arrow and take it off and use this as a stick. On the count of 3.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
You guys hear an audible click, and then soundlessly, the doors swing open towards you. With a kind of fairly quiet.
The only noise is the dust grinding.
Yeah, it's literally just the sound you get is more air coming from inside, kind of rushing out into this chamber. A little bit of, and it smells stale and old and a little bit dusty.
I'm gonna fit my arrow tip back on, put it in the quiver,
Mm.
and I'll re-roll for stealth and then move ahead of the party into the space.
Okay,
I'll go into stealth as well.
Yeah, I will also be stealthy.
all
I don't know
right,
what the hell's still
Just a
living
16
here.
on stealth, Jason.
Yo, I got a natural 20 for 22.
nice.
The barbarian.
24 for me.
Okay, so 22, 24, and
16.
16.
I rolled bad
Alright.
this time.
Thanks for that.
It's flings wine across the table in a glass.
I want to tell you, I test rolled 3 dice. I rolled 9 dice and I only got above 5 once.
That sometimes happens.
It's because you don't give your dice love.
It's because I don't buy loaded dice.
All right.
So, and by not giving your dice love, he means you don't rest the dice under your nutsack.
Yes.
You're right, I don't do that.
That's the only
I don't
way.
do that either.
You caught
Everyone
me.
does this, don't you know?
It's normal.
I assure you, every successful D&D live stream, every player rests their dice under their nutsack.
Yeah, it's called the
The heat,
I don't know
the
what the women
testicle
do
dice
because I
warmer.
haven't
the
checked.
heat of your nuts
It's
kind of
called-
melt the.
It's the testicle dice warmer. Everyone knows.
They just rest under there between the taint and the nutsack.
Sure.
Gotta make sure it's angled correctly the first time. So
With the 20 side towards the testicles.
for maximum luck.
Oh, goddamn.
Who's hard?
Oh,
Yeah, this dice is being nice today.
all right. That's not
Check
too
the front.
All right. So
It's a badass Zoid's jacket.
as you now can see into this space,
Women have to find
The
a
trusted nutsack. Jen, inspiration.
Wait.
You get inspiration and you're not even here.
Does it mean I get 2 dice under my nutsack every night, honey?
Yes. Your
Damn, bro, what does
nutsack
it feel
is
like
the
this?
SD
dice.
balanced perfectly on each one.
A nat 20 and a nat 20 every time. Well, hold on, a nat 20 and a 1. There's yin yang.
Well-
There's balance in the
Well, no, the thing is
she
just,
could have that
just-
one.
just as long as she doesn't have to warm up the D4, because that'd be a little painful. All right, so as you are looking now into this hallway that opens up before you when the doors open. What you see is the hallway is the size of the doors. So it is about 15 feet wide and almost 20 feet tall. Just a little bit less than that. It is literally like the same size and shape as the doors. And it carries on straight past where your vision takes you. So it's beyond 60 feet. And at 60 feet, all you can see is, I can't see any further than that. I can't. So it seems to carry on for a ways. You guys heading down there? What are you doing?
I'm gonna continue down the hallway. Yeah.
Okay.
Might as well keep going forward.
I'm thinking I'm the quietest, so I'm just straight ahead of the party.
Okay.
Yeah, sure he is.
And you're all stealthing, which is good. Okay. So,
You all right there, sir? That sounded like bile.
That was probably from like the food that I ate earlier today.
The human goose or the other one?
No, I had leftover ale house.
Oh God.
It was just
Okay.
cheese fries.
All right,
as,
focus.
as you are
Ugh.
as you are walking forward, since you're in the lead, I need a dexterity save from you.
Uh-oh.
Gold's dead.
I did not say I was looking for traps. That is fair. That's going to be a 21.
Okay. As you're walking forward,
Just
you
Axe.
no you you're stepping on the stones, and one of them, that once your foot sits on it, it sinks just a hair, and you hear an audible click sound. And just as you do, the floor right underneath you drops out, and you have just enough time to jump. I'll let you pick forward or backward.
Backwards.
Okay, so you jump back, and you avoid a section about 5 feet wide, going the width of the entire hallway, so 15 feet from one end to the other, but about 5 feet forward of the floor has dropped out. And as you look over the edge there, all you see is nothing.
Watch your step.
But you just managed to jump back from it and keep yourself on the side.
I'm going to take shot.
Okay.
I'm going to mark the specific footholds that I have placed anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to toss it back to them to mark their footholds so they know if we need to go back, these are the footholds that we can put our feet on.
Okay.
It's smart. As I am now on the lookout for traps and such.
Okay.
same here.
Bjorn. I think it's time we put your ring to the test.
Jump across, bitch.
How far was it again?
5 feet.
Oh,
I don't think I can make it.
No, I want
asked.
you to clear beyond it.
just
Clear
falls
beyond.
into another pitfall trap.
Just the next hole. Jump straight over.
You just hear a Wilhelm scream in the background.
That was a fucking goofy scream.
So, where?
I could like
Well,
pick
so
up
what do you,
gold
what do
and
you
run
guys
with
do
it.
here?
I'm seeing what the plan is with the big dude. If Gold's just gonna make
So,
him jump forward.
He tells me he wants me to jump. I'm going to jump.
Wait. Before you do,
tie a rope around his waist.
kink. I'm going to hammer a spike into the floor
Okay.
that I've marked as a good foothold.
Okay.
Tie a rope off to it. Give him the other end.
Around the arm,
Jump.
like as far as I can, or
As much distance as you can clear, so we can keep it as safe as we can.
I take a few steps back and I get a
So
running
you
start.
get a 10-foot
I
running start.
activate the ring, and yeah, I jump.
All right. So you go.
The rope was only 20 feet though, so it's like rips my arm out of the socket.
No. So you're smart enough to know. Yeah, motherfucker can
I have
jump.
a 60-foot rope.
Yeah.
I'm giving the full 60 feet.
So you run 10 feet up to the edge of the hole and leap. So you go 55 feet forward. So you clear the first 5, and now you're 50 feet past the hole, and you land.
Anything?
Mega dexterity save.
You're
14
You're in the hallway.
dexterity saves.
you're in the hallway, and you've got a rope.
I take the chalk, mark where my feet are,
Okay.
and I look back and can he see that far with dark vision? I know dark vision has a limit.
Yes, if he's at the edge of the, it's 60 feet. Is
Okay.
I
So
just
if-
I squint my eyes.
He's
and I
like
see
right
him
at the
on.
edge of the vision,
So if that's
and where you're at, you can see another 60 feet beyond where you're at, and you see the hallway just continues.
And I want to look around real quick for
Yep.
anything that looks irregular.
It again, it's just the same hallway.
Well, traps.
Okay.
Like, stuff.
Oh, well, are you proficient in these tools? Because in order to actually find traps, you actually have to be proficient.
we don't know what we're looking.
No,
because
I'm
it
not.
means you don't know what to look for. Basically, if you're trained, it means
Would we
you
not
do.
know based on what he saw? That's why I was asking.
It doesn't.
It
work
was
that
literally just
Okay.
a floor.
way. It's a
tile.
game mechanics thing.
Fair enough.
That
I don't look for it.
I'm going to yell to you. Hold it tight.
So long, Nat 20 stealth. Very well. Sorry.
We're in an empty hallway as
Yep.
far as I'm aware at this point. I'm going to go ahead and, with knowledge the rope is my guiding line,
Mhm.
I will go ahead and long jump the 5 feet that I can do
Okay.
pretty easily.
Now, one thing I will say is when you do yell, the length and size of this tunnel,
Right.
it reverberates. It's pretty loud, and it kind of echoes back to you.
Perhaps I didn't need to yell that loud.
Okay. So, what is your strength score?
18.
No, him.
12.
Okay. So, with a 10-foot running start, you can jump 12 feet.
Yep, I only need to go 5.
So, essentially, and again, just because 12 feet is 12 feet, essentially you're
Can't that work the other way
you're
with
in the
X, though?
square. You're in the 15-foot square is
Yeah.
where it went. So you basically you jump 10, and you clear the 10 and go. So you clear the 5 feet of the space. You clear an additional 5 feet, and then you land in the next square.
Yep.
Okay. So as you do that, I need a dexterity save.
That's fucked up.
19.
Okay.
He said fuck gold in particular.
So
Well, this is important. This is why I made sure you hold that rope tight.
okay.
Yeah, it's a
So
line tight.
as you land, your feet don't touch anything, and it's just by the sheer force of holding onto the rope that you are now dangling. And to all of you, it looks like
I'm like,
your
wait,
knees
shut
are
up,
in
Lord.
the ground, and the rest of you is up, but you feel nothing underneath you as you kick, and you're going, "What the fuck?"
All right.
Give me a just a straight intelligence save.
Save. That's going to be a 6.
Okay.
Wait,
You're
save?
you're baffled. You're baffled by this.
I don't have proficiency in the save, so it's just the same as my
Oh.
modifier.
Bjorn feels the pressure on the rope and
Oh,
sees
you can
him
see
dip
him
down
too.
a little bit. And, what's going on, Gold? Did you fall?
The floor doesn't exist. I'm literally in the floor.
Can you like shimmy forward and see how far that goes for?
I plan to, yes. I'd like to not dangle, as I'll use the rest of my turn.
Athletics.
Oh no.
Athletics. That is a 15.
Gold just straight
Okay.
dies.
So you go kind of hand over hand on the rope,
If
going forward.
Yeah.
From the square you're in, you move again. Your feet are kind of going through this what looks like solid ground, but what the hell? Go forward. You move about 10 feet from where you had landed, and then your knees smack into solid stone in front of you.
all
You said
that
10 feet?
Yeah, so basically where he was, and then he moved an additional 10 feet, hand over hand,
So
and then his
15
knees.
feet.
Yeah, so 15 feet that you know for sure, hey, there was nothing there. You don't know how far back it went. You didn't really check back that way, so you don't know, but it's 15 feet there, and there was nothing there.
All right, if that's the case, I'll go ahead and mark the footholds.
Once you kind of climb up.
Yeah.
Onto the, okay.
I feel the pressure off of the rope again.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'll communicate back to you
Yeah.
as you're last in line. Remove the spike.
yeah, get the rope and jump. That's what I was gonna say.
All right, I'll remove the rope. I'll remove the spike and I'll grab the rope.
What is that? 20-foot jump?
Jump to me. I know you can do it.
More than that.
I'll
Can
make,
he make that jump?
my strength score is 15.
That's right. He's not a monk anymore. Fuck. I thought he was a monk still.
But if the thing is, I don't want to waste my hybrid transformation because if I hybrid transform, that means I can jump farther.
That just means you get advantage.
This is gonna be a little rough, folks.
How about this? You before you take that spike out, if your character would feel uncomfortable about that jump, and yes, hybrid could give you advantage, but you could rather than that climb across, and I could just jump back across, grab it.
I wouldn't be thinking about the possibilities of that, as I don't know your magic all that well.
I don't have any magic.
That's just the
Yes,
ring.
you got a fucking cool ring.
That would be the only thing you know about me.
Exactly. I have no fucking clue what jump does.
It makes you jump. It's in the name.
What does it do? I jump.
Let me think.
Do you think you can?
No, what I'm saying though is if he, as a character, felt insecure about his ability to make that jump that he now knows is over 20 feet, which is pretty substantial to someone with non-magically boosted jumping.
Yeah.
Just saying, you could use the rope to climb across saferly,
That was probably that was gonna be my original thing.
and then I will go retrieve the rope.
That works for me.
Yeah, I'll probably just do that.
This is the teamwork hallway.
So, you're going to use the rope to climb across?
Yep.
Athletics check.
Yeah, Bjorn holds the rope tight.
You could always hammer it into the fucking spikes if you wanted.
I could.
Or I could hold the rope.
21.
Yep. You it takes you a little bit. You climb across. Like describe how you're climbing across the rope too. Like are you just hand over hand and like walking until your feet go into the ground, or are you like
Yeah, I like
and put your legs
army
up?
crawl, like just army crawl, but with my legs over the
Yep,
rope. And
okay.
just
So
sliding right
you
down.
do that. Okay, so you go across. So you don't actually touch the ground at all.
Yeah.
You get across over to where Gold is, and he's got marked spots to stand, and you get off, and okay, you're good. And now, are you gonna just jump across?
Yeah, his character is much heavier, so it's like he kind of dips in a little bit as
Okay.
Just because it's a long rope for
Yeah.
tension. Just
But
and I'm going to jump back across.
okay, so
Grab
duck.
so you
Do my thing.
Yeah,
yes.
you do your thing, and easily you get back.
That new ring is quite helpful. Thank you, Gold.
I'm glad it's already paying dividends.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we would have been fucked if we didn't have that ring.
Toss the spike over if you can.
I just jumped back with
He
it.
jumped back with it. Yeah.
Well, we need the spike to hammer it in.
No, he
brought it with
he
it.
brought it. He's saying he jumped back with it.
Yeah.
pulled the spike
I
out of
get
the
that,
ground.
But he jumped back the far distance, or is he to us?
I don't know.
I jumped back to grab the stuff out of where it's hammered in.
Okay.
And then I jumped back.
Like
To
all
you.
the way to where you were, way down, or just
Yes.
to them?
Well, to them.
Okay.
Okay. Hand me the spike.
How much?
Yeah.
How much space? How long is it from where we are now currently to where he was landed safely?
Let's see. That would be
So you're just going this
20
like one little bit at a time.
So
If we have to. I'll play it safe.
you
Fair enough.
30 feet away from where the further distance that he was. So you're right here, and where he had landed the first time was 30 feet further down the tunnel.
I'll
Well,
tell you what. How about we walk forward? You can go first. I'll hold on. I'll be the anchor. And if you fall, I'll be there to catch you.
So tie the
so
rope
you
around
just
your
want to
waist.
tie the rope to me?
And the other part to me.
Yeah.
And I will walk a ways behind you. That way we're not constantly anchoring it down.
Can I mentally note the distance between the previous gaps?
Like exactly.
It was over 20 feet.
So I see the platform we're on to the platform we were originally on.
Okay.
Is
So
it
between
25 or 30?
between there, it is from where you know solid ground is
Yeah.
to where you currently are. 25 feet.
Gotcha. I'm going to go ahead and, with my rope tightly secured to my waist, and with the knowledge that he has got me, I'm going to blindly walk into the eternity.
Okay. So you're just gonna
You're perforated by
you're
47
walking
nerves.
then from where you are towards further down the hallway, just kind of going.
Yep.
And you've got the rope tied around you. And How are you yanking the other end? A spike or someone
His,
holding it?
his home body.
It's wrapped around.
You're
me.
wrapped around
The
you.
barbarian's holding it, yes.
Okay.
But you know what? I will tap with my foot as I'm continuing.
The
Okay.
blind man with a cane.
So you're like tap tap kind of. So what I will
The
say
sword.
then is go ahead and give me a perception check as you are moving along.
That is going to be an 18.
Okay. As you're doing that, you don't feel anything different, but it does, it's giving you a little bit of reassurance as you're doing that. You
feel
keep
better.
moving along, and when you get about 15 feet from where you're at,
So like 2 seconds later.
As I push the other foot down.
this time you hear, again, you feel the stone move a little bit, and then you hear another click. What's your AC?
My AC, I believe, is 16.
Can I reflex to pull the rope back?
As 46 spears pierce my body, killing me. You never see
140 spears perforate you, doing 1 damage each.
Your step 36 times in the chest.
So, as
He's keep
5
on.
needles come from each side, so you get 5 on one side, 5 on the other, shoot out of the wall, and 4 of them impact you. You take a total of 14 points of piercing
Ouch.
damage,
God, fuck!
and I need a Constitution save.
Oh, motherfucker.
Poison.
Hold on.
Just gonna run through this hallway like Incredible Hulk jumping. 40 feet, 40 feet.
There we go. I said con save?
Yep.
The save I'm notoriously bad at. That's a 10.
10. Okay. So
I'm now poisoned. I have
no,
disadvantage.
you take 4 points of poison damage, but you do not suffer the additional effect.
Interesting. That is awfully kind of you.
I don't like how you're smiling, Jason. Fuck off.
I now have D&D aids. That's what it is. They're dirty needles.
So from
You're now on a
from
timer
where
to
I've
save the
seen
world.
him walk before he got fucking turned into a pillow cushion, it's safe to walk if I follow the same
Yeah, if
pathway.
you follow the exact
So
same
I'll follow
footprint.
the same pathway. I'll stop right before he got shot full of needles.
Mhm.
How much distance from that location?
15 feet.
I'll just jump that shit to get to the safer part.
Well, so
Jump
it's,
straight
You
into
just
the next
walk
one.
the 15
Well,
feet
it's-
swing set.
you moved 15 feet, and then if you're looking for like the X where he went to, yeah,
Yeah.
that's about another 15 feet.
Yeah, I'll just make that jump.
Okay. You do need a 10-foot running start, so you have to back up 10 feet, and
That's
then
fine.
so you can run 10 feet and then jump.
Yeah, I'll just stay in the same lane that Gold took, so I
Yep,
don't trigger
no
any
problem.
traps and just.
No problem. You make it.
Gold, are you all right? I walk up to where he is and start pulling.
Fucking
Pulling
needles.
needles.
Dang, motherfucker.
And one of the things that you all would have noticed when this went off is there is dust everywhere. And so when these needles fired off, you actually saw like puffs of dust as they came out of
Cool
the
effect.
holes.
All you hear was.
Yeah.
They're just sitting here like fanning the dust away.
I can imagine if I had to take a 15-foot start, as soon as the dust went to shoot you, I'd just take the dust and you see the trail of the jump. Just in the air.
It's the-
I would offer to take point, but if I were to fall, I do not believe you would be able to catch me.
I do not believe I would be able to catch you. That is correct.
Gold.
100 some odd pounds of pure.
Gold, just make the jump. I got you.
Wait, is it another like empty?
I'm at the spot where you were originally.
Well,
Oh,
right.
you're way back.
No,
Wait, further.
Further,
where
the
you
further-
jumped to
where you
originally.
marked the
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah. That's right. I went back.
All right.
Oh, so I actually dodged traps. That's funny.
What if we just throw Gold?
Just fucking perfect
Just fucking,
spiral.
just like getting kicked out of a club. You grab him by his back belt and just the
And the scruff
back of
of
his
his
shirt, and just
collar.
freaking
Straight into the void.
Actually, that's an interesting question to bring up.
because I could probably catch him.
Can he throw me farther than I can jump?
No.
All right.
What if I like anchor throw him.
Just fucking javelin his ass. Because yeah.
I don't think. Well, how much do
Shot
you weigh?
put. He's an
Gold-
elf twig
Gold is 5'4",
and an elf.
probably 160 pounds with equipment.
Dude, 5'4". When I was in high school, I was 5'11", bare bone thin, and I still weighed 179.
Gold is a tiny elf. He is an assassin.
You gonna tell me you
He
weigh
is a
almost the same as
soldier
that as a little
warrior.
tiny elf?
Yeah, he's a tiny elf. He doesn't have a shitload of muscle mass. He doesn't need it.
No, I'm saying that's probably way less than 160.
I'm saying with equipment.
Oh yeah, fair enough. I was taking that too literally. How much does gold
I
weigh?
weigh less than 160.
Yes.
IRL.
With all your
Just
equipment on,
checking
yes, that
something
makes
real
sense.
quick, just to see.
Yeah, because he's lean muscle. He's not
Yeah,
fucking fat and thick bones and anything like that. He's an elf.
Mm-hmm. So
I like
that's
fucking toss across the ravine every time now.
Hey, just grab you.
all right. And your strength is 18. And yours-
Fucking rage.
So
Slow.
you can carry 270 pounds.
Me and Tomer both grab him.
So you can carry 270 pounds. I'm
No,
gonna
you
say
can carry me and jump.
he is
Yes.
150 essentially, right?
160.
150, yeah, well,
That will have my movement speed though, correct?
yeah, that having carrying that
Oh
much,
no, you can only jump 30 feet.
but
God.
yeah, technically you could jump carrying him.
30
Throwing him,
feet.
I would say you could probably throw him about the same distance you can jump, maybe 15 feet. So-
Just Daniel. You just see Tomer with a baseball glove. Right here. Come on.
Fastball special.
Come on, set it down now, set it down now,
You
set
should
it down.
fireman carry me and then jump. Much safer.
Deal. Grab.
The fireman carries me. I
Okay.
rattle his shoulders. All right, jump.
So you're gonna get a running start.
Yeah.
So you got to move back 10 feet to get
Yep.
a running start. From unless you
I
want to
do
move
that.
forward 10 feet. Are you gonna run forward 10 feet, or are you gonna move back
What
10
am I
feet to
jumping
run?
across? Is it just this hallway that had the
The
trap
hallway.
in it?
Yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't-
I'm just gonna jump 30 feet. I'll get 10 feet, back up 10 feet from where we were, run the 10 feet, and then jump.
And jump. So jump your full jump. So you'll end 55. Again, we'll just call it 30
Okay.
because you're carrying him. So okay.
We both fall to our death instantly.
So as you back up 10 feet,
Is it
Oh,
raining?
no.
you hear a click.
Fuck. Stop it.
Wait, we moved back 30?
No,
Or
you
10.
move back 10.
And we felt a click?
Damn it.
We had safe traveled back 10 feet.
No.
You went forward 15 feet. That's
Oh no,
it.
that's right.
yes.
No, because you did move up through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, you did move. Yeah,
Back 10, we
back
had
10, you're safe. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
forward 10 is where you
Yeah.
get fucked.
Forward 10 was
Yeah,
right.
I'm
forward
jumping.
10, we get shot.
So I for some reason my brain was still thinking forward.
He just wants to
So
shoot
no,
us.
so no, you went back 10. So then you ran.
I jumped
forward,
30
and
feet.
You jumped 30 feet, which puts you 15 feet past Homer.
That's fine.
So now you're 15 feet, and then you're 15 feet. And from where you guys are at, you can see just at the edge of where your dark vision, 60 feet away, would pick up. You can see, it looks like, is that maybe a door? It's kind of hard. You can just at the edge see what looks like might be the end of the hallway.
If I keep my momentum, since we're not in turn order, can I just keep that momentum, like jump, jump, jump?
I'll allow it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I'll just keep jumping 15
Yeah.
feet every
Oh,
time.
30
well,
feet.
30.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, fucking great.
okay, so
I
Keep
didn't
it-
agree to that.
keeping that momentum, jumping 30 feet every time.
I'm
so,
just gonna keep doing it. If
so
I can
from where-
see the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
So from where you're at, so this is what's going to happen. Since you're keeping your momentum, so you jump that 30 feet,
Yep.
and then you bounce. Now this out of combat, out of turn order.
Yes.
I'm allowing this to happen. In turn order,
It would not work that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but you go boom, and you jump another 30, and then you jump another 30, and because you are keeping your momentum,
Traps are going off behind me.
you slam right into the door on this end
And the
because
floor behind us.
think of it like you're going like full speed
No,
and
that's
you
fair.
and you stop like literally like a foot from the door. You ain't gonna stop quickly in that foot.
Yeah. So,
So
I just
you-
shoulder check the door.
So you slam
Behind your
into
shoulder
this
right
stone door.
No, I pictured you like on my back.
Yeah.
Fireman carry.
Fireman carry. So you've
You got
got
my leg here. You got my arm.
arm here. And
Oh.
so his
I
head's
can
here,
shoulder
his
check
ass
me.
is
That's
here.
my spine.
I didn't know what that was.
So you're slamming either his ass or his head into.
In my head, it was like
Like
piggyback
piggyback.
ride. Yes.
Yeah, no, he's.
That'd be really funny though.
Yeah.
But so you do that. So essentially, you've just traveled full speed but jumping 90 feet and slammed into an object.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what that means is that's essentially like falling. So,
I'm not.
It should be from the last point of touchdown, though, right?
no, because you kept your momentum. You specifically said
Oh.
I'm keeping momentum.
That was more so to dodge the 10-foot backing up every single time.
Exactly, and that's what you did.
Here's
But
your
you did it by
Was I
keeping your
gaining
momentum.
speed?
Yes.
Oh, I should have been jumping further then.
Nope. Because of the weight on your back. But what that ends up meaning is you slam into this stone door, and because you do, and because there's two of you, you're dividing the damage in half.
Oh my god.
So it would have been 22 points total, but you each take 11 of bludgeoning damage as you slam into this stone door.
Honestly, after the poison damage, I'm willing to accept this.
I'll make my way over to where they are, but I'm going to be checking for traps on the way just in case I don't trigger anything else.
I love it.
As I hear a wee, 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 ka-dunk.
I love this. Polar Nights. As a barber, I love this show. And the men's cams, it have every stage of beard growth. It does.
Someone else said that exact same comment like a year ago.
To be
So
fair,
it's basically going like this. It's going bing, ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
yeah, I did.
In my defense, this is all I
Mine
can
got trimmed down because I got a haircut
I
yesterday.
know mine's bushier than yours right now.
Well, yeah, I need to get.
You just have a
cleaned
beautiful mustache.
Yes.
Yeah, because I went to my barber yesterday.
I don't have a barber. I need one.
Genetics cursed me.
All right. I do. It's Floyd's barbershop.
No, I don't.
I love Floyd's.
I just
Because
go to-
I got one there that really does a great job.
I just go to hair cuttery right now. I need an actual barber.
I actually got a barber, and he's actually
But-
really cool.
All right. Skipping the barber talk. Continue
I
on.
don't know, polarized barber.
So that's what happens. You are now in front of a door. Again, the shape of the hallway has remained the same. It's kind of a little bit of a point at the top, but then curves like that, goes out, and it's 15 feet wide. And again, it's about 16, 17 feet tall at the peak. But here, instead of the door basically being the same shape and being a double door that fills the whole thing, now it is a stone door, but it is just a standard size stone door. It's not ornamented at all. It's not like bas reliefs or anything like that. It literally just looks like a stone door, and it looks like there is like a carved in handle on one side that you could grip.
I imagine this is a pull door. That's the other door.
One
the
could
other way.
reasonably assume.
So how about we stand on this side and you open the other side?
That's a smarter way of doing things.
Sure, I open the door.
Okay, so you're going to basically move to the side to pull the door open, so the door opens and you're not right in front of it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna be near Bjorn.
I'm right behind the motherfucker.
Okay,
I'm not
so-
on the side of the door.
Actually,
swinging
could I
open.
check the door for?
Well, you're not there yet. You
Oh,
are still.
I'm
You are
checking for
still
traps and I'm walking behind
75
happiness.
feet away from these guys because they went bing, bing, bing.
Fucking,
30-20 to open the door.
fucking Mario over
Okay.
here.
If you're making me roll. If not, then disregard.
It did
We get
require a little bit of
penalized by
strength, but
gas.
other than that, yeah, you easily. It actually moves pretty smoothly. You're 75 feet behind them right now. You don't actually see them because it's beyond your dark vision.
That's fine. I'm making my way safely and checking for traps so I don't get.
Okay, so
Killed.
what I need you to do is roll 7 investigation checks.
Oh my
Because you're
God.
basically checking every 10 feet to make sure you don't, get a trap.
Investigation.
That's plus
So
6
tell-
for every roll. That's
And so tell me each
Plus six
roll.
Investigation.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so roll and then tell me what you get, and then roll the next. Tell me what you get.
I was gonna roll them all at once and just keep them.
Okay, well that's fine, but just I'll need them in order.
Natural
Okay.
20, 19.
Daniel's a
Natural
hoe.
20 again. A natural 25.
Actually,
400.
Hey, sorry, natural 47.
Yeah.
All right, deal with it.
Oh, holy shit!
What do you do?
Walk for the first time.
He's old. He's getting old.
I didn't
Learn
get up
to
during our
walk
break.
Again.
Literally did not move during our break. Holy shit! Oh, my ass. It's numb.
It's my ass. Did you touch my ass?
The answer is yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, at least I know now.
Have Malbec, sir. 2015 Argentinian Malbec from
You know-
Tavistock.
If you don't finish it off, I'll have a little bit.
Let me know when you want the orders. I got the order written down.
Right. Go for it.
16.
Okay. That first 10 feet you check, and there is
Finish
something
the
there.
bottle.
I will try
There you
to disarm it.
Okay. Give
Or-
me a thieves tools check.
whose phone keeps fucking vibrating?
Jason.
18.
Okay.
Thank you.
As you are doing it, you're working at it, and you purposely realize, okay, I need to just trigger this thing and be back a little bit. You trigger it, boom, and just like in the one, the gold needles come out and go, pshoo, and you're not right there. You're like, on the ground, and so they just harmlessly clatter against the other sides of the wall.
With the chalk that Gold gave us, I'll just mark it. This is the next one is a 19.
Okay. The next 10 feet, nothing.
Okay. 21.
Nothing.
You know, I was joking when I
25.
said that before.
After there, you find another trigger.
Yep. I don't
Dude, he got the exact numbers I said
Okay,
too.
so-
20, 19, 25.
dirty 20 for the
You're
disarming
so
of the
full of
Okay.
shit, bro.
So,
I rolled 13s, 10s, 15s, and 17s.
yeah.
My
So,
God.
anyway-
Plus 6 for all.
Anyway,
7 rolls, they're all above
So-
18.
Not
With
my
that-
fault your dice don't love you.
he's properly warming them under the
Yeah,
nutsack.
yeah,
Don't you know?
Yes.
So, and if not, he uses a friendly neighboring nutsack.
Yeah.
So, with that, what you notice with this trap, though, is this one, you figured out how to disarm it, but you're going to need something to, like, jam this mechanism, because what it looks like is there is this super thin line in the stone that goes across, and in that line you have to somehow jam that, because if you cross this line without it being properly secured, what it looks like to you is that the ceiling will collapse.
I will use. Can I use some ropes and 2 arrows that I have on me, and then just
Okay.
do it that way?
Great.
You
like a
do that,
snare
go-
bridge.
Yeah, like a snare bridge.
So just go ahead and give me straight intelligence.
I only get a +1.
And because you came up with something to use with, I'll give you a low DC on that.
Okay, I got 13.
Okay. Yep. You were able to, as far as you can tell, secure it.
The next one I got was 23.
Okay. So then you got one left.
19.
Okay. You don't find anything on those two either, and now you're basically about standing 10 feet behind these guys, and you see them. The door is open. They're off to the side, kind of like behind the door, and you're looking right through a door.
Do I see anything coming out of the door?
What you can see as far as your dark vision 60 feet in, as you're looking in there, you see it looks like this is a room that opens up big, but you can't see anything beyond, because it seems like it must be massive, because all you really can see is the floor going along, and then like darkness at the end of your edge of your dark vision. You can't really see anything beyond that. So this room must be huge.
All right. I'll let Gold know there's nothing there. Also, we can now go back that way safely without having to jump.
That's fantastic. I'll go ahead and reroll for stealth and continue into the next antechamber,
Okay.
which I guess is really just a chamber.
13 on stealth.
Yeah, this one's actually this is pro chamber, not anti chamber.
Oh, this is a pro chamber.
Yes.
I got a 17.
Okay.
21.
All right. Good. So 13, 17, 21. Got it.
Nah, you stupid.
All right. You guys move in to this chamber, and as you get in there past the doorway and open up, now you can see moving off about 40 feet to your right, 40 feet to your left, you start getting the picture of it. Looks like columns of stone going up. Think
Like a dragon.
Think the Mines of Moria, the big fucking room.
That's literally through the whole time we've been talking about. That's all I can think.
Yeah, it's similar to that. Just this giant fucking room
We're gonna
with
find a
stone pillars go up. There is
There
is no light though. Nothing is lit here. You know nothing like that.
Fan.
So it's all your dark vision going out to 60 feet is as far as you can see. That's why you can't see the end. Looking up, you can just barely make out the ceiling. It's right at the edges of your vision. So this is like 60 feet up.
As a person in tune with animal, he's a shifter. Do
Mhm.
I get a vibe from this, like we're being watched by something, or something's in this room with us?
Give me a
that-
perception check.
or would that be survival? Actually,
No, that'd be.
No, I'll take
actually,
perception
it's
better.
actually, no, it wouldn't be perception. It would be insight.
no. Pick perception.
No,
No.
you chose the bad dice. Roll the dice,
No,
boy.
because the way you described it is what you were trying to do is intuition.
That's why I was thinking survival. That's
No.
what,
That's not survival.
Fair enough.
It'd be insight.
it's funnier if I fail. anyway.
Survival is you tracking something.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually rolled pretty decent. 18.
Okay.
Loaded dice.
It's
My first roll above 15 this evening.
it's
Definitely loaded.
it's hard to tell because this isn't really like any place you've been. This is just it's like complete stonework all around this giant fucking room. It doesn't feel like any place where animals would hang out. And so that animalistic side of you, you're not really getting any like
No
you know,
bad vibes.
Yeah, no real bad vibes you can tell, other than this place is just fucking huge and a little bit ominous because of it. So
You know what
You-
I'm talking
you
about,
do
though,
have-
right?
yeah.
Where you get like the hair standing
yeah,
there, like,
you do have a little bit of an uneasy feeling, but it's
Yeah.
not like I'm being watched. It's just like, where the fuck am I? This place is crazy. You know, this is I've
All right.
never seen this shit.
I'm a little more at ease than
Okay.
with that.
But that's what you can. You can't see the far walls, which would be to the north and south. You can't see the wall to the east. That just, I mean, it's 60 feet out. Barely see the ceiling. You see some big columns. They're obviously support columns. So, but yeah, right now, other than that, this is all we're seeing.
Do we see any sconces on the walls nearby?
Nothing. Well, not close here where you're at. Not within your vision right now.
Is there anything noteworthy in the room? Did
That's-
I miss that?
Right now, no.
Just
It's
an
a
empty, big, empty.
giant fucking room. You really can't see the extent of it because there's no light to illuminate
No
it.
like
and
tables or anything else. Just a
nothing
big
that
empty
you
room.
see. Not,
Okay, wow.
Not yet.
I continue
From
to
here
walk
to
forward
60
then.
feet, no.
Bjorn. This is likely some kind of antechamber connecting various sections of this complex.
Makes sense.
We should be quiet and proceed with caution. If we keep heading out the way we're going, we should be heading straight east, which would be away from the volcano, in theory, the way out.
That makes sense to me.
I look to Persephone and Leon, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
we're here
ahead
too.
and just continue on 20 feet ahead.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep, at this point, my bow ready.
Are we keeping a rope between us, by the way?
No,
Okay, you've taken your rope back.
I have taken the rope back. I do not believe I'm going to fall through the floor anymore.
Fair enough. Jason's like,
Well,
You said it, Zach!
And now you're dead.
I got you right where I want you.
This false sense of security. But I will continue on in front of the party.
I see him ready his bow, and I ready my axe.
okay. And my axe. No.
And my axe.
Okay.
And your ass.
Into my butt plug.
And so you're starting to move through, and you're 20 feet ahead of the group. You said, and
Yep.
the rest are following you, about 20 feet behind.
I'm staying low and kind of moving towards where I think walls are.
Okay. Well, the walls are,
Yeah,
as far
much
as you can tell, they're
farther.
way out.
Not purposely walking through the exact center of the room.
Okay, so just a little bit further to
Yeah.
the side. Okay. All right. Same with you, Tomer. All right.
Exactly.
So you're kind of moving through. After you move about 40 feet into the room,
Dragon.
since you are 20 feet ahead of everyone, you now see at the edge of your dark vision, there's something in the center in front of you that looks rather large. And as you take a couple more steps forward and it gets into your vision, it's a huge statue. The statue is of that same dwarf that was on the door with his, and it's like a stone volcano that comes up about 5 feet off the ground. So it's almost, the volcano is almost as tall as you. He is standing with 1 foot on the very top of it. You know, kind of like the Captain Morgan's pose.
Mhm.
Okay, so he's got that 1 foot up there, kind of on it, the other one down, and he's got a hammer over his shoulder. And the statue itself is a good 20 feet tall.
Damn.
Okay, and it's
This is a statue, you said?
yeah, and it's filling up the room. And as you move a little bit closer, eventually, you guys are able to see it when it comes within your vision too, and you now all see this big fucking statue.
Basically get an ultra weapon from fucking Elden Ring or Dark Souls.
Yeah, no, I just completed a quest. Wong.
This is a little unwieldy. 20-foot stone.
My strength score isn't high enough. I'll need to respec.
Guess we have to go back to the studies.
So
Yeah, no shit. I gotta go back to the archives.
So we see the statue that we
Yep.
saw painted above the
well, it carved.
carved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see it's the same figure. And just like in the hallway, one of the things you guys do notice is dust. Thick layers of dust. Which is something else you also notice when you're looking at it. There's no footprints or scuff marks or anything. It's like just, this hasn't been disturbed in ages.
At least we can rest easy knowing that we're not going to get jumped in here.
I wouldn't say that.
There's no footprints or anything.
There's things
My-
that
No
don't make.
signs of life.
There's things that don't make footprints that can stay.
That is true. We have seen ghosts.
We have seen ghosts,
Not
but
even
I'm
that.
more worried of why this place isn't inhabited.
Yeah.
This place seems secure.
It's not exactly
The
hospitable.
craftsmanship here is immaculate. I mean,
It's
the doors
inside
have
of a
made no
volcano.
sound. Well, no shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
well, you asked.
Let's just say the one thing we're all thinking. It has to be a dragon. There's got to be one.
I don't know enough about dragons, but I didn't get.
I flipped to the page manual. Dragon. 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 3 times mentioned on the same page.
I would like to make a history check.
You did
While
say
I
this
was being
dragon
born and raised in talk, was there any speak in my village of inhabitants in the mountains?
Was the statue of a dwarf?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
It
Just
is
making
a
sure I
dwarf.
understood that
It's
correctly.
dwarf with a
Gimli.
hammer. Not quite Gimli.
But
More
It's
like
Gimlet.
Gimply. No.
You did say this area was largely inhabited by dragons, but there's no signs. Surely, if a dragon was here, the dust would be kicked up.
Even if flying, yeah.
If they cared about this chamber. Granted, I think a dragon would be prideful enough to
Are there dwarves?
demolish such a statue.
Yeah.
To be fair, if dwarves made a town or a city, wherever the hell this is here, that means that there is a vast wealth somewhere inside the mountain. They don't just build a town in the mountain and desert it if they're not going to mine something from it.
It's possible, but we have another task. At
Well, they would if they were seeking safe refuge from something far greater than wealth.
Well, I could think of the only thing that I can think of is the orcs, but I've never seen a dwarf when I
Or a
was raised,
fucking dragon,
Yeah.
as we've discussed.
which the dragon's probably going to be in the horde room.
I'll remind you that we are here on business.
Regardless,
We can come back.
I would think it best if we continue and not linger on the past.
So which way are we going? Forward, left, right?
Yeah.
Due east.
I didn't
Straight
get
ahead.
the feeling that anything was watching us in here, but I still feel weird about it. Like Gold said, I think we should leave.
I would rather not stay here. Volcano, dragon, or whatever it be, we should leave.
Inviting unnecessary chaos.
What did you mean when you were talking to Sandwich and said that you know there's a reason there's dragons up here?
I've been here.
And
Not to this very volcano, but I've been to talk.
I understand that part. Did you interact with a dragon while you were in talk?
Yes.
You afraid of running into that same dragon?
No, actually, quite contrary. I'd love to see that dragon one more time while I still walk this plane of existence.
You're friends with a dragon?
I wouldn't say we're friends, but I don't think...
Allies is a word I would probably use over friends.
I wouldn't say allies. I would just simply say that I don't think I or the dragon would be an unwelcome sight to one another. I think that any other dragon would love to chow on any of us.
I'd like to
So,
see
how
it
about
try.
we just keep pushing, get the fuck out of this mountain?
I agree. We'll press on.
Okay.
Me 20 feet ahead, of course.
All right. So
He just like
as you're
walks in.
yeah, as you continue walking ahead, eventually now you get to the point where you are right in front of where this statue is. And
Oh, I thought we already made it there, but all right.
no, you had just been walking up and you saw it, and then
Yeah.
you were talking. So, but you finally get right up in front of this statue, and as you do,
Oh, fuck off.
it leans forward and looks down at you.
Oh, motherfucker. Don't
We don't want any trouble.
fucking
And you hear a booming
Agent
voice.
Centurion.
What are you doing?
Get out of my house.
You
curse you, damn!
Stop! You're violating the law!
I'm a friend of the Jarl. Oh, my mistake.
Please pass through.
no, you hear a booming voice say,
What's up, homies?
"Vorostan von Borim."
Don't fucking look at me. I don't speak Dwarven.
Do not one of us speak Dwarvish.
None of us
did.
speak fucking Dwarven.
Patch did.
Patch did, and
Yeah.
fucking my other character could speak any language as soon as he heard it.
I would like to yell at the statue, or not yell, loudly speak towards it. Do you speak the common tongue?
I can't understand your accent.
Inspiration.
I said about repeating it in an Indian accent.
So it then says, "You are entering von Borim."
Ooh.
We came from the volcano side of things. We mean to leave and seek safe passage.
Do you bring tribute?
What kind of tribute are you looking for?
Do you bring tribute?
I will take. I'll take.
One goal.
We bring tribute.
Display tribute.
I'll take out 1,000 gold and put it in a pouch and show him. With some gems as well.
Does he seem happy with that?
Do you know the Muffin Man?
We should see where he takes
Who
it.
lives
now.
on Drury Lane?
Do I know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man.
It then says, "Very well. Do not desecrate these halls."
We would never.
Do you just take your gold with you?
No, I leave the gold. But listen, if we don't leave the tribute, I feel like we're about to get mollywopped by a fucking statue.
Not only did you not get treasure, but you also got
Listen, that's the
fleeced for 1,000 gold.
That's the 1,000 gold that was gonna pay for your original boots. I'm okay losing that and still being at 6,000. That's fine, as long as we don't get fucking bodied by a fucking golem who could 2-tap any one of us.
I would rather not get crushed by a stone golem.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, you guys move on.
Yes,
All right.
as
Quickly.
quickly as possible.
You move past the statue, continuing into this chamber. Eventually, after about another 2 minutes of walking, you finally see the other side of this chamber. Like I said, it is massive. On this far wall, the east wall, as you're looking across, there is, straight from the center that you were walking, there is a door there. Again, a stone door, just like the standard sized one you came through to get into this chamber. You also see, looks like about 20 feet that way, another door. 20 feet that way, another door. 40 feet, there's another door. 40 feet, another door. There might be one at the edge of your vision. You can't quite tell. It looks like there might be. So
It's a lot of fucking doors.
So this wall, there's quite a few doors on it.
Should we go back and ask for directions?
Which way's the way out?
Do you
pay
tribute?
Damn it. Just pick up the bag and put it back down.
On the wall next to the doors, is there any kind of indication of where they may lead?
There is dwarven writing above each door.
Oh, that's crazy. Notice just say
like
fucking
exit.
Dwarven.
Bathroom, main hall.
If I know anything about dwarven architecture from our last escapade into the previous continent, may I roll a history check to see if I would think that with dwarven architecture, the sheer middle path, the most direct path, would be the path the dwarves would take, as it's the most simple and the most efficient.
Dwarves are pretty
I'll-
direct people.
I'll allow you a history check on that.
All right. Crazy. 16.
60.
Ooh,
60. Damn.
Yeah, 6-0, Jason.
Wow.
He actually rolled a
Honor
5.
it. Honor it,
That's like
Jason.
3 away.
He rolled a 5 on the dice.
Nice. No, sorry, it was a natural 59. Right.
Yeah, an actual 59, you're right.
Oh, he only gets a +1.
Yeah, so it's a low plus.
Oh, you were supposed to be rolling d20s this whole time? Shit.
I think I actually do have a D60 in here.
God damn it.
I got some of
Cursed
those
ass
somewhere.
dice.
Anywho, so with that, you figure, yeah, it's a
Yep.
good assumption. It might not be correct, but I mean, it's a good assumption.
All right, I will. Holy shit, that's the fastest roll we've ever had one of your dice.
It's also much less circular. 14 is what you...
All right, but actually, bro, that's wild. That's the same result I got in the d20.
That is funny. It was meant to be. It was faded.
But if that's the case, I will take the absolute middle passage to continue on.
Okay.
51.
Not bad, brother.
So
I can't believe I actually added.
you guys go
It's
to
like 18 away.
open that door.
Yep.
Once again, this one pushes out from this main chamber. As you swing it open, you see you're now in a smaller hallway. Now, just normal, like, 8-10 feet tall, about a little over 5 feet wide. Enough you one person abreast, basically, or one person, single file line.
One person abreast.
Yeah, one breast.
Breast.
This is a weird order.
Multiple breasts.
Whoa.
As you enter into this hallway, there are sconces, unlit, along the sides, and
Killer
it looks like about every 15 to 20 feet on the south wall and on the north wall, there are doors. And these, again, just like the simple stone doors that you have gone through now a couple times. And they seem like every 15, 20 feet. And there's, like, next to each one is a unlit sconce.
Leon really doesn't have a spell for understanding languages
Nope,
as a bard. Damn.
he didn't take
If only
comprehend
he was a
languages.
bard and not a paladin.
I know. He didn't take comprehend
Leon
languages.
wanted to be really good at single target damage like me,
And he is.
He is very good at that.
but the motherfucker did not want to spec into understanding bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Why
doesn't
understand it when you
understand
can
his
kill them?
So,
I mean,
as you're going, you see these doors on either side, and the hallway continues down.
I will not be deterred from the path.
Okay,
Straight east.
all right.
Yep.
You
I was
you,
elected to lead, not to read.
you continue east.
Us can read anyway.
The hallway
All
itself
fucking the same.
ends up being about 200 feet long, and like I said, every 15 to 20 feet there is a doorway. But when you get to the end of the hallway, it just opens up and branches off into a T, and then that T goes both north and south. And as you kind of look down that T, it looks like on the south end side, the pathway goes about 40 feet and then heads east again, like it curves to the east. On the north side, it heads about 40 feet, then it curves east again. And you do see right in front of you is a door, and then about halfway down the wall on the going south is a door, halfway on the wall going north is a door. So there's door, and then hallway.
I would just be like checking doors to see what's just poking my head out of curiosity.
So on the hallway, the big hallway that you're on?
Yeah, it's Gold is leading the way. If we're passing any doors, I'd just be like,
There's quite a few.
open the door,
You
poke my head in.
probably passed about,
10
we'll
doors.
call it more like 15 because of both sides. 15 to 16.
If for no other reason than to mark where we've been.
Okay, so
Open the door.
so I need to know which door you're opening. Start from the beginning. Just either say, right hand side,
Whatever we pass.
right hand side 1 through 8, left hand side 1 through 8.
Oh boy.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right.
You gonna open every single one?
I opened the first one. Is there anything even remotely
First one
noteworthy?
left or first one right?
The first one I see. Is it like alternating or is it
No,
like
they're right across from each
think
other.
I
they're
do the right
right
then.
next to each
Okay.
other the
Okay.
whole way
So
through.
as Gold goes through ahead, and you and everyone else kind of pulling up the rear, you see, door. You open up that door, which swings in to a room that, as you look in there, again, no light, nothing, but it opens up into a room that's probably about 20 feet from the door to the back of the room and about 15 feet wide. Normal
bed?
No, when you open this up and you look in here, it looks like there is some shelving against one wall. It would be the east wall that is loaded with books. On the south wall, there is what looks like a fairly large desk. There's books all over it. There's an unlit candle stand on there. There's a couple unlit sconces on the wall. There's other shelves and cabinets and things like this in this room. It kind of reminds you of somebody's office or kind of an office library combination.
That's interesting.
You
So
see
now I will
papers
open up
everywhere.
like the left. I'll say, Gold, hold up. I'm interested in this. I open up the door on the left now.
Okay, so you go to the one on the left. The one on the left, what you see in there looks similar as far as there's, kind of like some
Another
tables
office.
and stuff. Not quite, because what you see in there is there are some books and some papers, but in this one, there are different tools of different kinds. You see
Like these
what looks
tools?
like what looks like
Like
some
maybe
kind-
glass blowing.
well, something like some kind of like crossed clamp thing, like you can clamp something with it.
beakers and-
There's like looks like a fireplace poker. There's some other little tools and stuff around.
a smithy.
Some small hammers of different sizes and
Okay.
shapes, and it on tables and there's stuff you don't know what the fuck that is. Is that weird metal looking shape. Looks like a round thing with little protrusions on it, and it's connected to another one of those. And there's like a wooden metal stick going through them, and it's just weird.
So nothing that stands out in particular, just kind of
They stand out, but they're in a way of just that's fucking weird.
I would like to, as he's peering into these doors, I'll look back to Bjorn here and remind him. Statue said not to desecrate.
I'm not desecrating anything. I'm just I'm looking.
I would remain cautious.
Always. And
I'm gonna give him a side eye and then continue on.
Okay.
I don't want anything in that room, but
Okay.
I'll check
I don't want to desecrate anything in that room.
Now if I find something
Nothing-
else, that shit's
definitely-
mine.
The room,
If
yeah.
I see a
Nothing worth
really
desecrating.
big hammer,
So
then I will desecrate
you're opening more doors.
yes.
Okay. So that was one and one on left and one on right.
I just do the next one on the left, then
The next
move
one on the
down.
left? Okay. As you go to the next one on the left, when you open that, this looks very similar to the first room you looked at. Very kind of office, library-ish like. But there is also a small cot in the corner, and
Living quarter, okay.
yeah, and on the cot you see what looks like a skeleton.
Oh,
That is, its clothes are a little bit torn. That look like they've rotted over time. The
dwarven looking
materials.
skeleton.
It is a shorter skeleton, dwarven, very stocky looking, and it's sitting there, and in its hand is this old piece of
That's
parchment.
right. Tempt me, Mr. DM. Tempt me.
Is it an old piece of parchment, and it's just in its fingers.
If Gold was watching me, he would see me disappear in this room now.
Okay, you disappear into the room.
Go.
I'm not taking anything. I'm just looking. Can I see anything on the paper? Any picture? I can't read the language. Is it like
you
a
sure?
letter? Am I sure? No, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Is it Dwarven?
So you kind of take a look at it.
Yes. Not touching.
It's in common, but
Can I see
it's
the gist of it?
It looks like it is. It's in common, but as you kind of try to look at some of the words on it, it's like it was written in, like, let's say for example, where you're from is the South, and the writing in here is from the Bronx. It's common, but the dialect is a little bit weird for you. You're like, what the hell? This is kind of weird. If you want to see what it says,
Bjorn puts on his reading glasses.
yeah. If you want to see what
the
it's
fuck?
actually see what it says and get the gist, you'd have to
I would
take-
probably have to pick up the paper,
Dude,
right?
the old dwarves of Yarandal speak in Gen Z brain rot for their common.
No. No, they're more like they park their car and have a yacht. They're more Bostonian, I guess.
Fucking.
Then
but
Bronx.
You ever
does
had
anything I
fucking
can
You ever had a
look
coffee?
interesting.
You ever had a
So,
Dunkin'
like, I can probably
Donuts
understand a little bit of it.
Oh yeah, you can understand quite a bit of it.
Well,
It's
named
just
it after my city.
it's just
Respect
the
my
dialect that
name.
it's written in. You're like, I'm not familiar with that
The,
dialect.
the
I didn't
gist
even
of
know
the
that
letter, like
exists.
the little part that I can read.
Yeah, no, you can read quite a bit.
Does it
you
look
said.
like a personal letter? Does it look like something actually
So,
interesting? Or
what this says?
Go fuck yourself.
Don't desecrate.
No.
do not touch this letter.
What this
Your
says
skin erupts
is
and boils.
my dearest friend.
Your mom's
Things have gotten horrendous.
Oh, we're getting some info on this.
We're getting lore, baby. We're getting
yeah,
lore.
trying to desecrate the halls to figure out what
We're
happened.
not
here.
desecrating shit.
The mountain rumbles, unlike it has ever done before. I do not know what is happening. I have looked and looked and looked. The only thing I know for sure is that this is not natural. Something or someone is causing this.
Dragons.
No.
I found
Demons?
Yeah.
the strangest looking plant.
It's not this site.
Does that mean we gotta go all the fucking way to the other side?
Yeah.
It seemed to have an effect on everything in this area. And the earth grows restless. It is getting worse and worse. I ask that you look into this matter, and hopefully we can find a way to forego whatever it is that is about to happen, or I fear something will happen soon.
This is a skeleton, though.
It happened.
When
Yeah.
you
Which
when
means it's been done for a while.
when you look further down at it, you'll see that there
The date?
is a date at the bottom.
400 years ago.
I'm trying to remember the exact year that I gave you guys for this campaign. I believe it was like
1076.
No,
or
no,
some
no,
shit.
no. It was like 53 something. It was like 5,300 something.
I got no idea then.
How good are you
The
with
year
reading
on here, it in the date, is the year 4027.
That's on the paper. What year did the campaign start?
About 5,300 something.
Jesus Christ.
Or more than that. It might even be later.
It's been a problem for a while.
We've known that to be true. It's been an ancient issue.
And I do not touch it. And I relay that information to Gold. I actually call him over and be like, hey, Gold.
Going.
And you're gonna want to read this. And I call him in and I let him do that so I don't butcher any of the wording.
You see me strictly hesitate to pick up the paper.
I wouldn't touch it.
Do I see there's multiple pieces of paper in here in the stack?
It's one piece of paper and it's in the skeleton's fingers.
The silver flame erupts. Silver. It's the southern site on TOGG. It's not the northern site.
So you're at the northern site?
According to the letter I'm reading on a 1,000-year-old skeleton, yes. They reference the root even then.
Well, get to the southern site.
Easier said than done, bitch.
Sounds good. Silver flame extinguishes as I flick my wrist.
I'm going to give all of you now, we'll call them perception checks.
The giant statue's just looking at us through the door.
You touching anything? No. Okay.
Hey, what you doing in there?
Wow. 24.
Hey! Look at these
Nice.
Perception, you said?
Yeah.
21.
So, all of you,
Just got the Xbox achievement for
All of
rolling
you-
higher than Oscar.
all
for
of
the
you
first time.
notice, well, better than Oscar. All of you notice that, especially when you notice the date and how old this is, and you notice the skeleton of this guy, you really kind of look around, and again, everything is covered in a thick layer of dust. This dust. Wait a minute.
Cheeto dust.
There's a red.
This is ash.
Oh shit.
How's the paper survived then?
Just
Paper.
DM's hand. Shut the fuck up.
No, it's layers and layers of
take
ash.
100 d6 lightning damage.
And
Inside.
to answer your question, intelligence check.
Okay.
If you
I
fail,
asked
then
the
you take
important
the 100
question.
The paper's made out of mithril.
woven.
Jason.
Okay, so you're like, wait a minute. Volcanic eruptions will shoot a cubic ass ton of ash and dust and everything into the air. And yeah, if that fills a room, you probably couldn't breathe.
Dumbass dwarves
This
going
ash is
into a
everywhere.
volcano.
This
It's
entire,
only settled is the thing.
it's settled. You figure, okay, he seems to be talking about the earth, getting angry and all this. Maybe there was an eruption. If so, it's possible that this guy and who knows who else died due to ash inhalation because there was nothing else to breathe except ash, so you fucking die. That's a possibility.
Mm-hmm. Still reference the root though, 1,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm. More than 1,000.
Suppose we'll press on.
And I won't open any more doors up to. Well, you know that'd be.
I need more lore.
For the sake of brevity.
Mhm. All right, so you continue to move through that hallway. You get to that T intersection finally. Again,
Straight
door in
there.
front of you. Okay, so the door straight in front of you.
I was enjoying the lore though, and the.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love the lore. Straight through.
Okay.
We are speed running it out.
Okay. So
I don't want to die.
as you open that door,
You see the nostrils. of
The-
red dragon.
no, you see
Deck save.
a what looks like a fairly large galley. There are tables, many tables through here. There are benches at each table. And everywhere there is dust, except where there are the skeletons of many, many dwarves. Some in a seat at a table, collapsed over on it. Others, places on the floor. There are probably, at first glance, you'd say between 20 and 30 bodies scattered throughout this room, which is about 30 feet wide and 40 feet long. Many tables in there. You can see that looks like there might be there's an archway against the back wall. There's a door on the north wall. There's a bunch of shelving on the southern wall that has plates and bowls and cups and silverware and
All
stuff, all
filthy.
covered in dust. Everything, just everywhere.
Ash, as we've recently discovered.
Yep. And all these bodies.
The alcoholic in me wants to check for bottles.
Okay.
'Cause
Well,
Ash-
no. I was about to say no shame in grabbing one, but
There's shame in grabbing
That's
one.
not
lest ye
desecration.
incur the wrath of the giant
That's
statue.
technically taking a bottle is not desecration. That's just
That
stealing.
is exactly the definition of desecration, is taking from a site. I would
I
not
would
take
not.
anything, but I am tempted to do so.
Go take a look. See what there is. Be tempted.
You know what?
Can I see?
Above
If he's
the table.
tempting me, I'll look.
Can I
Okay.
say when we looked inside of and there's a great hall? Is there a place where like the king is supposed to sit of the city? Or
Like in the big
yeah, like the
Nope.
Okay.
It was literally just a giant fucking room with columns and everything, and a huge statue in the center. You didn't actually go far enough to the south or the north to see where the actual walls were, and if there was any more, or if it was more pillars.
No,
or
I'm
what.
talking about the place where all the tables are and all the dead bodies.
In the gallery, galley right now. So, no, this is just a galley. It's a dining room, big dining room.
You want to take the left side? I take the right side. See if we find anything.
I
I'll
said,
take the right side.
Basically, is a
the
big
south side.
big dining room. All along the right side or the southern wall is shelves with, utensils and plates and all that kind of stuff. Learn to
The
pronounce the
fuck?
action of desecrating something. Desecration. Okay. Thank you.
What the fuck? The action of desecrating something? Desecration? Fucker.
Good job.
She's going to town on this. She's like, I'm going to educate you, motherfuckers.
With violent disrespect, violate.
Yes.
Desiccating treat? A sacred place or thing? With violent
We'll take a
disrespect,
look around.
violate?
Mhm. All right. So,
I'm going to look.
like I said, on the southern wall, it's all like, silverware, plates, cups, bowls, etc. All that on shelves, all along that wall. On the back wall, there's an open archway leading into some other room. There's a door on the north wall. And then all this is really just tables and benches and everything. And
Do we want to worry about the left wall? I feel like the left wall is just like going to be supply closet where they kept.
you mean the right wall?
I would stay
Yeah.
near gold.
the north?
I am going to roll and look for, in particular, bottles laying on their side, coated in wax on the end.
I'm looking for anything that seems like it might be useful or was an important thing to.
So these will be investigation checks.
Investigation, 14.
Yep, because you are looking specifically for stuff, like searching.
21.
Okay. You do see a couple bottles. You also see some broken ones. There are a couple bottles sitting in what looks like, kind of like a wine rack kind of thing. There's, you know, a couple that are actually propped in there on their sides. There's some on the ground that obviously have either fallen or whatever, and they're broken. But there's in this rack that looks like if it was full, it'd probably hold about 30, 40 different bottles. There's only about 10 in there.
Can I determine between those any of which are actual still wines or any of which are liquor?
Does gold have any skills in that aspect? What skill
Not in-
are you? What
not in
skill would
cl-
you be using to try to determine this?
That would continue to be an investigation check as gold is observant, but you can read a fucking label.
If you can read Dwarvish.
There's a universal standard of, or fuck, I'm using real words.
From 1,000 years ago or more in a fantasy world? I don't know about that.
I don't know if they would use standard ABV, or they would mark that on the bottle.
Not necessarily.
Gold will attempt nonetheless to see if there's any kind of standard unit of measurement of alcohol content.
Okay, give me another investigation check. While you're doing that, Tomer.
Yep.
As you're looking around, what exactly are you looking? You said something useful or
Something like that. I don't know. Something that seems like it's too valuable in a place like this. Either like something that would be like, I'm basically looking for like magic items, stuff like that,
Okay.
or just random like knickknacks or something like
yeah,
that.
there's no magic items that you can see in here. As you kind of search around and you basically start having to dig through ash and
Yeah, I'm not trying to justify too
on
much,
stuff.
but
but dig through ash. The only things you really find is on some of these corpses, it looks like some of them have pouches and stuff like that. But as old as they are, even like the leather has rotted away mostly. And so you do see like some coins, you know, spilled out and stuff like that. Overall, if you decide to go through and look at everything, and it would probably take you a good half an hour of just looking through everything, you could probably come up with about 50 gold worth of coins.
no, I'll leave it. I don't feel like stealing
Okay.
gold from the dead.
But that's really it. I mean, other than that, I mean, like everything in here is, for the most part, organic material.
Yeah, so it's gonna be
So
desecrated.
it's
or
already
rotten or...
decayed and rotted away, and that's why there's only really bones and then like some remnants of their clothing. It's mostly rotted away, the clothing even.
You may see some oil paintings, but they're
Yeah.
muted and faded
Yeah,
into
stuff like that.
obscurity.
Yeah, and just coated in a layer of ash.
Exactly.
So you really don't see much. What did you get on your?
A natural 1 for a 3.
All right, so yeah,
I'm
there's
pulling out
10
the
bottles.
bottle, and I'm like,
Yeah, there's 10 bottles, and out of those 10, let's say
As you start
5 of them have liquid in them that you can tell. The others, you know, maybe it's, you know, evaporated out because of not, you know, sealed properly or whatever. But 5 of them have liquid. If you want to grab them, you could.
Bjorn is gonna say gold.
I'm simply examining right now out of curiosity.
Can I walk over to where gold is and see the bottle that he's looking at? Is it? What if we don't take it? Can I just uncork it and smell it? See what it smells like?
You can do that.
That is
The statue's like head is like through the door.
that is imminently ruining the thing if you're gonna uncork it.
What you just gonna keep a bottle with liquid in it forever and never smell it or drink it?
One would assume once you were outside of the boundaries of this area that
If you were to have pocketed a bottle, I don't think that would be desecration yet.
if you left with it, it would be stealing. And therefore violating the site.
Who would let good liquor go to waste? A statue?
They probably don't even.
Regardless of which, I can't identify if it's good or not. If it's wine, it is most assuredly bad. If it's liquor, it's more than likely bad, but I do not know. So,
1,000 years ago.
again, I do
Or
not know.
more.
Very likely the case more.
Hey, what's that over there? I'm trying to make both of them look the other way and take a bottle.
I fell for it, so I'm not even
Do
gonna
you fall
roll.
for
I
it?
fell for it.
Yeah, without thinking, Bjorn. Actually, you know, I got a little bit more wisdom.
All right, give me a
I've got more
insight
wisdom
check.
than you. I fell for it.
13.
Roll deception.
Perception.
Deception.
This is Oscar
Deception.
rolling. You're gonna fall for it. It's
Plus
okay.
6.
You got a +6 deception as well.
8 plus 6.
So you beat them by 1. So yep, you turn 2. They both look. Huh?
Just take a bottle.
All right. Okay.
You couldn't get a skill.
No. No, nothing else.
Diamond in the rough.
It's not Aladdin.
So nothing else happens. You snag a bottle.
Very well. Suppose we keep heading east to try and get out of this labyrinth.
Okay. So you head to the east wall where there's an archway.
Yep.
Okay. You go through the archway and you find yourself in a completely dust and ash coated kitchen. There are a couple bodies in here as well. Looks like they must have been the cooks. And some of them even look like they may have been in mid-preparation trying to, do stuff, and then they died and they fell where they were.
I think my all east strategy may be failing right now. I don't think they would make you walk through the kitchen to get here.
Yeah, there is no
I think we
doors
took a
leading out
wrong-
of here.
I think
other
we
than
took
the
a wrong
archway you
turn.
came through.
I tell you what, I'll backtrack to the hall
Okay.
and I will head north.
Okay. So you head north. As you're moving north, again about I believe I said 40 feet from that center, it looks like it turns to head east, and in between there is another door there.
Yep.
Okay. So there's a door there, and then it turns heading east. You keep going around. Okay. So as you get down to the north and you turn to head east, you start going east down yet another hallway. About 20 feet down this hallway on the left, there's a door. You keep going a little further, and after you move about 20 more feet, now at the edges of your vision, you're looking, and it's like this hallway looks like it doesn't continue. I mean, it looks like it should, but there's a bunch of something in the way. With a stone, you're not sure. Do you continue to move up and take a look?
We'll investigate for sure.
Okay. So as you move up and look at it, looking at the shape of everything, it almost looks like it was liquid rock that solidified in this hallway.
Interesting.
Lava.
If that is the case,
And it's completely blocked off. You can't go any further.
Can it be?
But there is that doorway on the left hand side, back about another 80 feet from where you're at, and then you're back in that other hallway that leads to the kitchen, and then there's one that goes to the south and then turns east again that way.
do you want to try south and then continue
Okay,
down the main
Let's just
east
do south,
corridor?
because I feel like if we try to break that wall down, the statue's gonna notice that we're doing some funky shit in here.
If anything, we'd be helping. Undesecrated.
I agree, but that's not for me to determine. I'll check the southern passage then.
Okay, so you guys backtrack, come back into that hallway, go all the way over to the south passage, which turns east. You start going down that one, and once you get there and you turn and you look, you can see 60 feet with your dark vision, but way off further in the distance, looks like there's a little bit of a glow, like there's a light.
That might be our way out.
I'll continue on.
Okay, so you start heading down this again. 20 feet down on the right, there's a door.
Got the second wind and
You keep
start
you keep
hustling.
going, and as you are heading down that way, you see eventually, probably about 100 feet. Now the hallway ends, and there is a door, and there is a glow coming from kind of beyond this door. It's like it's just enough light escaping through cracks to give you a slight glow.
Be careful in case it's a lava field. But open the
Understood.
door regardless.
Open the door or don't open the door?
Open the door.
I open the door.
As you open the door, it opens up into another larger chamber. In this chamber, this one's probably about 30 by 30 and about 20 feet high. And when you're looking in here, you can see half of the room kind of, as you look in, it's like the far forward left corner from you. So that would be the northeast corner of the room. About a quarter of the room in kind of a diagonal is covered in lava that is still glowing slightly. There is a little bit of a crust on it, but the cracks through it it's cracked, and there is a glow from
That's still
lava.
fresh.
Okay. And it seems like
It's not
on that
good.
wall, it's kind of just really, really, really slowly oozing into this room enough that it keeps it fresh.
Oh, we gotta get that.
But it might be, based on what you're seeing, it looks like it's also kind of like draining out at a corner too. So it's like a constant slow supply to keep it fresh.
Is this room ventilated at all?
I mean,
As
you don't,
much as anything else.
yeah,
in
you don't see
here.
any
It's
vents.
all just
You
warned.
do see a door straight across to the
Bjorn.
east.
There's a difference between it being in a funnel and then in a room like this.
Yep, and you see a
We
door.
get trapped in the room.
You see a door straight across to the
You-
east, a door to the south, and a door on the north wall as well. But like I said, about a quarter of the room, kind of the northeast corner, is like covered in this like lava flow that's got a kind of a black, dark crust on it, but a lot of cracks in it, and it's getting a nice orange glow off of portions of it, so that's keeping the room illuminated some. You consider it dim light in this room. But that's what you see.
Which out of the two doors is not near the lava?
There's 3 doors. There's straight ahead, which is east. Then to your left would be the north door. To your right would be the south door.
East is
You
the
came
answer.
through the west door.
We'll go through the. We'll look. I'll go
Alright.
towards the east door.
As you're starting to move to the door on the east, now the lava flow gets within about 5 feet of the door, but that's as close as it gets. It's a little bit warm as you get over there.
Yeah.
So you go to the door. Okay. You're gonna open it.
Yeah, I'll gently open it.
Okay, so you go to open the door and it doesn't move. You grab on the handle and you try to move it. It
Is it locked? I'll try
might be.
I'll try to pick it if possible.
As you do that, I need perception checks from everyone.
Dirty 20.
Natural 1 for a 10.
17.
You're focusing on the door. You're focusing on him, focusing on the door, and you're really enthralled by it.
Oh,
Like
my
that
homies
door's
love
locked.
DC 20.
You, out of the corner of your eye, catch movement over by the lava flow as something begins rising out of the lava, a shape, and the glow slowly intensifies as it's kind of breaking through the crust, coming up through, and you see
A red.
a humanoid figure that is itself looks like it is pure lava as it
Oh, that's
starts
good.
getting up, and as it continues to rise out of the lava, eventually comes to a height of about 12 feet tall. Arms come out,
Oh, he's big.
and it rears back like this. And
I
that is where
move
we're going to
gold,
end
yeah.
for the night.
As it starts rearing back, I move gold behind me.
And that's
Ready
where
to
we're
act.
ending. Yep. So
Just remember that.
Yeah, so that is where we're going to end for tonight. I hope y'all had fun watching. I know I had fun. I hope you guys had
Oh, yeah.
a fun time tonight.
No, no fun at all. In
No
fact,
fun at
this
all.
is the worst session
We're
I've
about to fight
ever
a,
had.
we're about to fight a 11
Fucking
foot
I,
asshole.
you know, I quit. I
That's
quit.
it. Yep. Yep.
No.
Damn assholes everywhere.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
But yep, that is it for the
Got a
night.
coaster with that line.
So I hope you guys had a fun time,
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
and will join us next week for episode 86. And perhaps we will have more of our players available.
Maybe.
to
Boss
to
fight.
deal with this. So thank you
Ooh,
everyone, and
desecrated.
we will see you next week.
Are we playing that?
At Totally Online Gaming Group, we're more than just a brand. We're all part of a greater community. And as much as we love creating content that you all enjoy, we cannot do that without your support. Every purchase you make goes beyond just owning a product. It supports us in our endeavors to grow and eventually go full-time so that we can dedicate ourselves to creating even more of the content you love. With our exclusive range of merchandise, from stickers to cell phone covers, mouse pads, and mugs, and of course, a wide variety of t-shirts. You can show your support proudly wherever you go. Just hop on over to www.toggdm.com and click on the Visit Store link to see and get your own official Totally Online Gaming Group merchandise. But it's not just about the merchandise. You can show your support in other ways too. Following our channel, subscribing, or visiting our official website, www.toggroleplay.com, and sharing it with your friends. We hope you'll continue to join us for our adventures and become part of the Totally Online Gaming Group family today.